The game's to be sold, not told. So we finna keep everybody broke. They say time is money. They say money talk. I ain't got no time to waste if you ain't got no time. Out and about, out chasing paper. The streets of my house and the house always wins like Vegas. Never down for the count. Second win, second nature. Found mine. Never had my hands out. Fuck favors. By design, everything tailored. In my youth, it was shell toes, no Chuck Taylors. We choke game, how to have a game so. It's still the same code game, so it's still the same code. We all pay the cost, pay dues. Move with the mind state that I can't lose. On the grind, push a hard line with my linemen. Back when I was young, they said it's all about timing. Till it's my time, all the stars are aligning. I'm a diamond in the rough, couple cuts got me shining. This game you cannot cop on consignment. In the field, all we do is execute assignments. The game's to be sold, not told. So we finna keep everybody broke. They say time is money, they say money talk. I ain't got no time to waste if you ain't got no time to talk. The game's to be sold, not told. So we finna keep everybody broke. They say time is money, they say money talk. I ain't got no time to waste if you ain't got no time to talk.
First, we get into this paper. See, I want it all, plus some UNDEDOG acres, a lot of alcohol, few dad bags of paper. Run this shit like a ship and I'm the sailor. Cold, kinda like it's fresh up out the freezer. Cold, if she ain't talking bread, I don't need her. Soon as I meet her, I'ma fuck her, then I leave her. It's the old Mac knees, treat them all like bottom feeders. Break it down slow for them folks that don't know. I'm a seasoned vet, black belt out the dojo. With a wide range of weapons, so I'm out the holster. Keeping all options open, so many ways that I can fold ya. Told you from the gate, never been about no play. Get it on the go, they never been known for no delay. The game should be sold, not to be told. Keep your mouth shut, don't have to break the mold. Mac knees.
Break the work down, it's fence to move. Push that work out, I distribute. Break the work down, it's fence to move. Push that work out, I just distribute. A young pack mover, shout to my consumer. Jumping out the foreign or I'm hopping out the Uber. Crew clocking chips opposite of you losers. Can't be broke as a joker, got no sense of humor. Just a young pack mover, shout to my consumer. Jumping out the foreign or I'm hopping out the Uber. Crew clocking chips opposite of you losers. Can't be broke as a joker, got no sense of humor.
I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. You know I'm the boy, get money's what I'm used to.
Keep you straight from the gate, so I don't confuse ya. I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. I'ma make noise, shout to my producer. I'm an entertainer, but I ain't here to amuse ya. Yeah, I fuck with shooters and they all fucking users. Come through and wake that ass up like a rooster, hella early in the morning. Early bird gets a worm. Finna get rich for 'em, food for the worms. Cutting cocaine, dropping whole things. It's a cold game, make you run your gold chain. Hungry, but I'm moving in a keto state. For sure, I beat the price on the keys in your state. Catch me running up a tire, fucking up a bag. Make me wonder how long will a good thing last. On my Curtis Mayfield, live a life I can't chill. Push a man, pushing packs, all I do is make squeal. Keep it 100, I'm just numb, yo, I can't feel none of these suckers when they say they real. Stacking Uber cash, I'm an out-of-state supply. Random Uber man here to get away drive. Just a young pack mover, shout to my consumer. Jumping out the foreign or I'm hopping out the Uber. Crew clocking chips opposite of you losers. Can't be broke as a joker, got no sense of humor. Just a young pack mover, shout to my consumer. Jumping out the
You ready, Jerry?
I'm ready.
Just want to make sure you're ready, brother. Show me the money.
Oh, you didn't know?
Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
Put my shoes on, you wouldn't last a mile.
Summertime, wintertime, I'm on the grind. Yeah, I got the ring, I'm the chef, I'm the genie of the lamp.
This is the gift I was given, so I just live by my hustle.
My pocket, it don't make sense, but don't make a profit. It's all a hustle, ladies and homies. Make money, money, money.
Call out here for a pill. Really tryna get this money for the real.
I want to find a thing to save my life, so I hustle.
It ain't over for me. No, it ain't over for me.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Show me the money!
Okay, let's go smoke that joint.
What up? Fantasy Football Hustler back at ya.
What up, Bogard Scott? Free top of the morning.
Let's get it. We got waiver wires ads for week 4. We got started off with some smoking, though. I'm still like not all the way awake.
Wake your ass up, B.
Let's
I'm about
see.
to roll. I'm about to roll. I found one of those wraps that I got from Vegas from the event. Yeah, because I got no papers in that. I'm like, ooh, hell yeah, I'll smoke out of this right now.
I'm smoking on some Tyson 2.0 sour diesel.
Yeah, real New Yorker.
If this shit will open. I hate Mylar bags.
Man, hate is such a strong word, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I really do, though.
He's like, I better not see somebody dressed as a Mylar bag for Halloween. I'll beat that motherfucker's ass.
I'm going to try to open that motherfucker right away and it still won't happen. But yeah, hella annoying with these Mylar bags. I expect better from you, Redwood.
Oh, I'll be right back in like 1 minute.
Okay. And I'll still be working on getting this Mylar bag open. What up, Derek? Let him know. Smash that thumbs up for the crew. Let's see. Emil, what up, homie? Tino, what up? He said, LOL. Kicker video going viral. Oh, man. Because if there's more than like a couple clicks on it, it's definitely viral. There you go. Stupid Mylar bag. Hate these damn Mylar bags. They never want to open for me. Son of a bitch. All right. Success. Yeah, now I'm about to put it in some other kind of jar because, yeah, this shit's annoying. All right. Let's see. Should we cross-contaminate? This is a Virtue jar. That's redwood tree. You know what? Let's just put this one and this one. There we go. All right. Now we got a redwood jar cleared. All right. And Cesar in the house. What up, bro? There goes Peacock. Said all Stafford had to do last night was pass to Puka correctly, and he walks into the end zone, and I win 3 matchups. Ouch.
I know that. And then they give it to the Toots and the Goots.
Yep. Stafford sucks. And Lucius, what up, what up? All right, Derek, about to smoke on that sour diesel Tyson 2.0. Let's get it.
I shouldn't have asked for a friend for anything this week. Those are the ones that fucked me up.
Which ones was it?
Well, just one where it's like, I'm like the just like moves I made that were stupid. And then I asked like various people.
Oh, you're
because I'm just crazy, but I was on the right track being crazy. You know what I mean?
You're pulling the Ruxin, huh?
Nah, hell no. Fuck no.
Well, no, I just mean like you're polling everybody.
Oh, yeah, he's polling everyone. Yeah. Well, I mean, see, I only pulled like I mean, you guys. I don't fuck everybody else.
Damn it. Well, we need to be right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was right though on my own craziness.
Well, what was it? Who was it?
It was Pete, just Pete with my Pete Warner swap and my Kenny Pickett swap. But then it's
and who was it? Pete Warner for who?
For Cunningham on a Monday. That's that's pretty much why I did it. Cunningham put up he's been putting up double-digit points the week before that. And I chased it. And then, it was sensible there. It was sensible for me. Like Pete Warner, Doug, Green Bay, they're going to try to run. So it should be some good floor tackles. But what makes me feel better is if Kidda managed correctly too. Like he said, he probably would have. I would have had zero chance.
Oh man, tasty, real tasty sour diesel in the morning.
Yep, get the brain wake up the brain, right?
All right, I need everybody here to go like the goddamn videos from yesterday. Tino keeps bragging about how the kicker video is the most popular video as of yesterday of all the uploaded studs and duds. Come on, guys. Over there. We can't let the kicker video be the most popular. And as of right now, it literally is over every single position. It could be because I uploaded it last. So maybe we're gonna have to start mixing kickers in the middle or something, so we don't do that.
Yeah, you don't want that one on the top.
Well, it's like we said, we saved the ass for last, but
yeah, it goes in reverso.
Yeah. So come on, guys. I'm putting the links in the chat right now. We're gonna keep smoking more. And we're going to get to waivers really, really soon here. What was some of your big takeaways from the week?
It's pretty much just the thing. Like, I'm just following the trends that we need to pay attention to. Like, obviously, stuff we've been pointing out a lot. Tennessee, you could throw all over them. You know what I mean? Okay, after last night or after last week, it's not like the Steelers are a good run defense. The bigger takeaways, the Raiders cannot run. Even though he got a decent fantasy outing for all the volume, it's just they can't run behind that line.
You know who's not a good defense? The Cowboys, man. I feel like you got to start every running back against the Cowboys.
I mean, week 1 and 2.
That's me a little bit joking, but they don't have the best run D for sure.
When you're too busy trying to pass rush all the time, that's how you defuse it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also, I mean, look, they're playing New England, a team that can't get the ball, can't get running just because of their line issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
It's gonna be very interesting. Tino said the kicker video is suspiciously going viral every week.
I mean, we're just gonna all kick. Watch the crazy fucking assholes that play all kicker leagues are the ones that look for these videos.
All kicker leagues, those really exist.
I heard.
I think Bogey's been invited to a few and turned them down.
Listen, I did better than that. I won those things.
Who is this? Owen fam, what up? Trade Hurts, Goddard, James Conner for Fields, Kelsey, and Brees. I have Jacobs, JJ, Keenan Allen, Amari. Well, it's this whole Hurts for Fields, business right there.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, you don't have another QB? Another QB? Because Fields sucks. I don't know if you watched last game or if you've been watching anything this season, but Fields sucks. And he's talking shit about the coaching. So, there's about to be a big old rift.
Yeah, I have to plug it in. Can you plug it in for me?
Over there in Chicago.
Okay.
Ha! Yeah, because I'm going to unlike everyone except the kicker, you're savage. Yeah, don't do this, Owen fam. Please don't do that to yourself. It is amazing getting Kelsey, and you should want to get Kelsey. But let's not
bring over Kelsey. He's giving up Hurts and what? He's bringing over Kelsey Fields and
Hurts, Goddard, and James Conner, which, I mean, the others don't matter. It's really just like if Fields is going to be your starting QB now. That's what hurts it. Because you ain't winning if Fields your starting QB.
Yeah, he's not really doing anything.
No.
Literally needed a garbage time tug to save him somewhat.
Couldn't even do that for us. And TS, he said, should I target Richardson, Love, Purdy for QB waivers to replace Fields? See, we have one person who's getting a trade for Fields, another person who's trying to drop Fields. And the guy who's dropping them is more on the correct line. So let's see. So who did you say? Richardson, Love, or Purdy? Love is going up against. We might have to get the what is love? Maybe don't hurt me. Going up against the Lions.
This Thursday.
Yeah, that might be the play right there. Unless you really think the Cowboys are ass, and then is Mac Jones. Or actually, you didn't have Mac Jones. You have Purdy. Who the hell San Fran go up against? The Cardinals. Well, we know they're going to stay in games. It's going to be very competitive for anybody that the Cardinals play somehow. I think I'm on the Purdy side. I mean, his weapons are just too nasty over there.
Yeah, they do it all for him.
Yeah. He could just dump it to CMC for like a yard, and CMC could just run it for 50 any given time. Same with Debo. Same with Ayuk. Same with Kittle.
We should have Ayuk. We should have Ayuk, so it's just has more weaponry to run around on the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, when you play the Cowboys, is it not just stop CeeDee Lamb and stop the run? And then Dak will make the rest of the mistakes himself. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like what the Cardinals showed us for the 2023 Cowboys.
And Yuck said good old tap, sack, and Mac.
Yeah.
A
little bit of a tapping. A little tapperoo.
Hold on. I gotta try to find that because we got to get that drop. Hey. Dick slapping is my game. Sauce got so
That's from Eastbound and Down?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because me and my one homie, he's always be like, bruh, we're going. Where are we going? Bangkok. Hey, you trying to go? Where? Bangkok. You want to go with this? Where? Bangkok.
Hey, I really forgot. Help me out. What's the capital of Thailand?
Bangkok. Right in the nuts.
Man, on I think it's season 2 of the league where Ruxin wins and he's so happy. He's like, Peter's been dethroned. I can't believe it. And then he like kisses Kevin while Kevin has his hands full and he's like, you son of a bitch. And then he comes back and he's like, I'm just so happy. And then he like punches him in the nuts with his hands full. You son of a bitch. He couldn't do anything. His hands are all full with like 4 beers. He didn't want to drop them all.
That's fucked up. He puts it right in that. So excited.
Here it goes.
What, you sack of shit? Why don't you throw him something he's got an honest chance of hitting? Unless maybe you can't anymore. That's my game. Dick slapping's my game. Come on, everyone, come on.
Man, I thought he was a little bit more into it when he said that. Dick slapping's my game.
I mean, he really meant it, though.
That's shit for BMWs. Woo! Woo! And I hate Will Ferrell so much, but like that character is like so hateable as well that like he did what he was supposed to do.
Will Ferrell's hilarious.
No, he's not.
His movies aren't great.
There we go. All right.
He's hilarious though.
I could get behind that. Will Ferrell is hilarious. His movies just suck. Or he's the main character.
It's just like I think Kevin Hart's funny. I think his movies are terrible.
I do like the what was that one called? The Think Like a Man, not Think Like a Man, but whatever one they were in Vegas, whichever one they were in Vegas, right? That was cool.
Yeah, that one's funny.
Yeah,
yeah, it's with all the homies in it.
Yeah.
That
one has a good cast. I can't remember what the fuck that's called. But.
Steve Harvey writes this book, Think Like a Man.
It is Think Like a Man.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah. And
there's like part 2 to it. I think I don't think I've seen that one.
I don't think I saw that one either. But yeah, it was a cool cast in that movie too, for sure. Wasn't just him; it was definitely the cast that did that. But yeah, like I don't. I mean, I'm trying to even think. I don't know. Is there
These
any?
comedy special? I think these comedy specials are hilarious, but I haven't seen any of them since Get Firing Them Bitches. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ooh, I love that one. That was the one that I went live.
Yeah, you went to live. Yeah. You know what's crazy is like I think like I have more appreciation for some when I see like when they first come out and they're coming up and like I'm like, oh, that's the guy from 40-Year-Old Virgin. He's hella funny, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like
this your man right here. Hell yeah, we banging the same smart tech.
You clapped. I thought that motherfucker was hilarious, man.
Hell yeah.
Like, even in my one of my earlier mixtapes, it's called the Forget About It mixtape. It has skits all through it. I have a gang of Kevin Hart joints on there.
Yeah.
Well, not a gang. I have two of them, but there was one where because there's this dude I had a problem with, bro, and he like I basically did like a diss track on him because he tried to go out, he tried to like get on me on social media and shit like that, and like I'm a lyricist, bro. I killed his ass, and he was like someone I was really close to, so I knew like a lot about him. It was real easy to kill him, but like he's a Muslim cat, you know what I'm saying? But like he's the type of Muslim that like I remember when we were in high school, or even out of high school, I'd be like, you eating a junior bacon cheeseburger, bro? Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not Muslim, bro. You know what I mean? You ain't on your deen. You feel me? You know what I mean? He ain't on his Aki, bro.
Derek's cracking up. This your boy?
Boy right here?
Remember, he's talking about the extended. I'm gonna need that extended warranty for the price of on the house. He's like, that I cannot do.
Right? You know what's funny? I thought if they were, I mean, call me crazy, but I always felt like when I'm watching 40-Year-Old Virgin, if they had done a Tupac movie back then, that guy could have been like a good Tupac. It's like he had the eyebrows and the bald head. Maybe that was really what it is.
Talking about Conrad? Oh, you think this happened by accident?
Yeah. He could have played like a Tupac.
He's like one of the main reasons I like Weeds also, because he's like the main.
Oh, he's in there?
He's like he's the friend of the brother-in-law who's like the hookup for the white girl getting the weed.
It's funny because remember he's fucking like the sister or something, the brother.
Yeah,
and like he's hella not into it. He's just like,
yeah.
She's like, yeah, give it to me. He's like,
he's like all bored.
Get it up if you're not into it. Like I'm like,
that's what's funny. That's what ended up happening, right?
Yeah. Okay, I didn't get that far in it.
Yeah, it was like maybe the next episode or whatever, and he couldn't get it up, and the girl, she's like, there's nothing wrong with this, there's nothing wrong with this at all, because Nancy, she was like, this is Shane's like only friend ever, you're gonna fuck her, and you're not gonna let this stop. Shane finally has a friend, and so he had to keep fucking her for his nephew, so he could have a friend still, and then it was the chick who broke it off, she's like consoling, everyone has problems.
Yeah, she basically was like, she needs a good, hard, stiff penis, bro.
Well, I mean, she was like, letting him down kind of nice. And, she was like, to be honest, I was kind of getting bored, so maybe that's a good thing. Yeah, he was bored a long ass time ago, but
that's what I'm saying.
Now he's impotent, though. It's a little different when you don't want to do it and when you can't do it, though. A little different.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? If you don't arouse me, bitch, you get the fuck out of here. Boring.
And Braves fan said, should I trade Devonta Smith since AJ Brown is the wide receiver one? AJ Brown has always been the wide receiver one.
He just figured it out. That's all right. He might have just figured it out.
And it just depends on who you trade him for. I'm not opposed to like trading anybody who's not a top dog, but Devonta, he's a wide receiver one last year. He could still be a wide receiver one this year.
And to not confuse you, because I'm pretty sure you just realized AJ Brown was the number one on the team. Like when we say Devonta Smith finished as a wide receiver one, we mean top 12. So you have, a potential top 12 finisher. If you're going to make a trade, you better be trying to tier up or like, trade Devonta Smith for multiple pieces of things you might need on your team. Don't just no. And to answer your question without no context, no, you shouldn't.
Yeah, and man, Yuck said,
you want a receiver on a high-powered offense. You know what I mean?
Yuck said Anchorman those on another level. See, I'm from San Diego, and I hate Anchorman because it's just like not anything about San Diego. Like everything is like, I don't know, 100% of everything is made up about San Diego. That's why I don't like
Ron
it.
Burgundy.
Let's see. Shout out to the Facebook user. Hey, the Joker. What up, fans? Football Joker. Said, what up, fellas? Should I add A-Chain off waivers? He said, for real, how many analysis had to add their waiver articles today? Yeah, just to say, get A-Chain. You did so well.
You know what's my favorite is we'd be like two motherfuckers, or 20, 30 countless motherfuckers, right? Or a million of them. Right? They're all gonna come out and be like, I was telling you about Devon A-Chain. No, you weren't. And nobody was saying that shit. Maybe
we were talking about him in Dynasty, of course.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
You're supposed to, but I think Adam Rank is the only one who was telling people to pick up. Like,
yeah, and that was like, and that was like 2 weeks ago, as in an immediate, like, pick him up now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
That's the only person I could think of. And you know what else is funny is like, even when we were doing the fucking in the off season when we're doing the dynasty content, you know, I was like, you know, we will want a running back in that offense. And then we really started looking at the numbers, and I'm like, oh, but they don't even really run. But then it's like, if you think about it, it's like that's a product of them not having like, just not maybe last year was figuring it out, like how they want to operate. You know what I mean? Because Mike McDaniel is still the run coordinator for the Niners for hella years. Like he got this crazy running playbook. He just whipped it out on their ass.
But this is like, he doesn't need to whip it out like that. Like the only reason he needs to whip it out, multiple injuries to wide receivers.
Yeah.
Like, cause like, I don't like Miami's 3-0. They're always whooping ass, but like, even when they're whooping ass, they're still throwing it. Like, that's the thing.
I mean, isn't it Kansas City-esque?
Yeah.
Kansas City, like when they, you know, the last 2 years, they couldn't really run. You know what I'm saying? So they just, in fourth quarters, when they're eating the clock, they're like just dinking dunking.
See, like what would be crazier is if, like, you know, they continue with the high-powered attack like they do. They just keep beating people and shredding people. They make it to the playoffs, and then they go against a Bill Belichick. Completely switch it up to like a big rushing offense and just catch the team completely by storm.
You know, I want to remind people what happened in the playoffs last year when the Bills versus the Dolphins with no Tua, and it was fucking Skylar Thompson, and they were in that thing. It was a fucking bloody shootout. Bloody. Granted, the Bills defense was all beat up at that point of the year, missing a lot of notable guys, but it didn't fucking matter. It's still like the Dolphins. I mean, that's why they're the only undefeated team right now. And like, I guess you could say, I mean, they beat the Chargers. That's, you know, I mean, their Chargers are cool, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Week 2, they beat Patriots, and then they just beat the Broncos. Like, who do they got? I think they got the Bills coming up soon here. That'll be like a real test here.
Who the hell did they play this week? Yep, they got the Bills this week.
She told me she wasn't coming back. I would have told her to give me some fucking papers.
Then they got the Giants, Panthers, so the Eagles. That's a tough matchup. Yeah, let's see it. Oh, they got to play the Patriots again in October. So they're going to knock the Patriots out real quick. I mean, like, get their games knocked out anyways, early in the season.
You know what's going to happen, right? By the time JT comes off this suspension, you know what I'm saying, the Dolphins going to be undefeated, and he's going to start talking about, okay, I'll go there for the remainder of my shit. Because remember, it was the whole thing like, you got to trade me, then pay me.
Yeah.
Or trade me, and then they got
at this point, I think it's just get a trade and get the fuck off the Colts, right? And figure the rest later.
And then now how crazy is this? Look at the AFC South, right? Are they all not? They're all 1-1, right? Or they're all 1-0, right? No, they're
AFC
all
South. Who'd you say?
Was it 1-2?
Who'd you say though? AFC what?
AFC South. They're all 1-2,
except the Colts. They're 2-1.
Oh wow. I forgot they beat the Ravens.
Yeah.
Damn. Good thing we didn't do any parlay on the games and shit, because that would have fucked us up right there.
Yeah, that was a bad one for sure. And the Joker, he said I was actually on him in the offseason in the Scott Fishbowl and the fantasy football sevens. Yeah, and kind of don't like those two tournaments, but we love you, Joker. You're the man. I'm actually going to be on Joker's show. When is it, Joker? What's the date on it? It's like October 4th or 6th or some shit like that. I think it's next Wednesday.
Okay, Joker. You didn't even invite me? All right.
We recorded.
All right, Joker. He's like, don't bring that other guy, though.
We recorded
noxious.
We recorded it a couple weeks ago.
He's always talking over you. I just did it right there just to be stupid.
But yeah, I'm not a fan of the Scott Fishbowl. Definitely not a fan of the sevens because that guy's a joke.
Oh, the sevens. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know who that is. He's a joke.
They call it the sevens. Like, not even a thing.
He was beefing with me, and he kicked Bogard out of a league.
And I was undefeated at the time. What was this, like week 5? I'm like, and then like I said, hey, bro, you didn't have to remove me. I'm like, just shoot me my money back. Don't make this difficult. That was my word. And he sent it right away.
Yeah.
Then he tried to have this whole spiel of this and that. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm like, you one of them, bro.
And
here's the thing, bro. Where the fuck is those $25 each go to? He don't never show no proof of nothing, bro.
Yeah, he's never.
I don't even believe this motherfucker is donating shit.
Yeah, and even
there's people that have got caught doing this several times over. So that's why, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't fuck with those charity leagues.
And I know Scott Fish has been doing this for like a really, really long time. So he's got like the name recognition, but it's kind of insane how like some of the things that he promotes. Donate $1,000 to get in the same division as Matthew Berry. Like, I mean, there's so much money coming in. Like, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. And hopefully he's donating more than that 10 or 20,000 that we keep seeing him donate, because he's pulling in hundreds of racks.
Well, I'm pretty sure people, and you've explained this to me in the best way before, because I've always been aware of this, but I didn't pick up on this one until you told me about it, right? Like, the donate $1. Hey, you want to donate $1 to the blah 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 foundation when you're just buying something at the checkout? I'm like, yeah, sure, do that. Like, it's the same thing with Scott Fish or anybody who's donating money. When you accept the money for donations, when you donate that money, the person, like Scott Fish in this case, he's still writing that off.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's still a write-off.
It's still a non-profit organization, so that means they're just not
nonprofits make
profit, but. People who work for nonprofits get paid, and there's a lot of things that nonprofits pay into that aren't necessarily giving a donation.
We got to figure out how to become a religion.
That's the best way, right?
Operate without getting taxed for shit.
Oh, hell, the 420. Maybe it's the best time to start the Church of Tom Brady. He's got some time on his hands.
He does.
Avocados. Yes, and there we go. The Joker, he said, Bogey can come on anytime he wants. He said, I pre-record him about a month ahead.
Cool. What kind of content?
It's really just a smoking weed conversation is what it is. Because I'm sure we talked about fantasy a little bit, but he was asking questions that were like not fantasy related, just questions about me and the business and just general shit.
Okay, I'll wait for my own joint. I don't want to Bogart yours. I was half joking anyway. But yeah, I'd love to come on one time.
Well, yeah, I've already recorded mine. I recorded mine a couple weeks ago.
Oh, it's coming out.
Yeah, it's about to come out this next week.
How many does he drop a month? Do you know?
Once a week, he said.
Okay, so that's on Wednesday. Cool. So he has enough volume. See, that's what's dope, because that's the kind of hype I'm on right now with this music and shit. You know what I mean? Dropping one a week right now.
Get him in the tank.
Yeah, and it's annoying because my man's like, we need to drop money into every song for promotion. I'm like, yeah, that's cool.
And Peacock,
I want to drop a gang of shit real quick. Like, you know what I mean?
Peacock said decided not to be in the Scott Fishbowl this year with the wax settings. And I know Peacock was really excited to be in the last couple years, because what have you been in at Peacock the last 3 years or so? And,
ever since I've known Peacock, he's been in that shit. And it was dope. Last year he was in there representing the real fantasy playmakers. I was like, yes, let's go.
What up, Devo? And
Whatever,
yeah, it
bro.
is the settings are just hella whack over there, and they keep changing them like every year. And he's like, it's weird how like he said, "Oh yeah, Scott Fishbowl will never have IDP because I don't want to turn anybody off." But then he's like making posts about his son, who I don't know how old his son is, but he's asking about IDP and wants to play an IDP leagues. And he's like, "I'm so proud of him."
What is this son, like 35?
And then
My son.
No, I think
My
he's
baby
like,
boy. No,
I think
okay.
he's like some special needs child. He's like 6 or 7 or
Oh,
something.
I wasn't trying to be mean like that. I'm
just throwing it out there. So
is this Scottish crazy ass old?
And no. And
I thought he was like 50 or something.
I don't know. He's maybe like 40 something. Who knows? And but yeah, so and then it's funny. Then I quote, I do the little quote tweet or whatever where you can write something and retweet it. I was like, too bad your son's never going to get to play IDP in the Scott Fishbowl because you'll never add it.
See, I don't even want to talk about his son at all now.
Yeah, we won't.
I thought he was like 60, bruh. For real. I don't think I've ever seen Scott Fish actually.
Let's see.
Didn't you bring him on?
No.
Okay, then no. Oh, you brought on the Bob guy. Bob
Lung, yeah.
Simmons is old.
Simmons is old.
And Tina said, "Hold up, we mad at people making money on their fans now? No, it's the
Hell no.
the charity aspect of it, and how like there's so many people in the
And
fan.
I'm not even saying I'm hating on what Scott Fish does. I'm just saying people don't realize, you know what I'm saying, he's not making money off this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the other guy,
and it's a very very large tournament that is, you know, perceived as prestigious.
Yeah,
it's perceived as prestigious,
and there's
like
$0 on the line for anybody.
$0 on the line. You know what I mean? It's funny because I was shitting on it 2 years ago. Remember, I was like, AJ, who the fuck even wins this shit? AJ's like, my boy just won it last year. I'm like, oh, whoa.
Like, you sure?
I never knew they existed.
I think
I actually knew the guy that was his boy. He's like, yeah, it's the dude I do content with. I'm like, oh shit, shout out to him.
Hey, Devo, you the man. He threw in a super
and then
chat. Hold on, real quick.
More specifically, we're talking about Jokers, dude, man. They're not Jokers, the dude that the tournament Jokers in. That dude's a scam artist.
Yeah, and shout out real quick to Devo, you the man, throwing in a $20 super chat. I'm gonna add those entries for you, and we're gonna figure out which we're gonna get a couple jerseys or something here that'll be options to choose in the next raffle.
Yeah,
and
got a gang of them.
Yeah, it's specifically the guy with the fantasy sevens. And first off, the league is bullshit because he has team defense and IDP, and the scoring is whack as fuck because the team
and kickers, right?
No kickers.
He thinks he's cutting edge.
The team defense scores like 5 times more than anybody else. So like literally, it's like a team team defense.
It's basically a team defense, and it's all IDPs. All IDP scoring individually, but for a whole team. This is stupid.
Yeah, doesn't make sense. And he talks about like some charity that he's like, you know, doing this for, and we never saw him do anything for the charity like at all. And so we'll call him out specifically. Yeah, fuck the fantasy sevens. It's just a whack ass league.
And like, I don't know, like I'm gonna be honest too, like when people act like they're doing this something for good and shit, bro, like especially like after when I know that motherfucker, like, bro, you ain't doing that for nobody, bro.
Yeah, the only reason I'm not against the charity leagues, but like,
yeah, we've done the charity leagues.
It was way different when we got to do the charity league for Stu, and we raised over $1,000, and like the whole organization, I think, raised like $7,000 that year. So like we helped raise more than 10% for his charity from the year and their foundation.
Yeah, and it was really difficult to do that, considering like the times that we were in for his company to be able to like operate like in the field. You know what I mean? Because all COVID shit was shutting everything down, and you know what I mean.
And hopefully, you know,
and
hopefully that was something, because I don't think his the organization is really going anymore. He was the one who was kind of like, you know, just helping that move. And
the face and the head of it, everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And so if nothing else, you know, I'm hoping that it was you know, that was just something that helped him on the way out for sure, because we know it got real bad at the end for him. And
I mean, shout out to Jobu Sports. Shout out to Mark Holmes. You know what I mean? At that time, he had raised a shitload of money to even just help Stu's mom like fix the house up. Remember, because Stu was dying and shit. Or I think I want to know if he knew he had cancer yet. Do you remember?
Yeah, this was like right at the end when they were doing that. Because that's when I was about to go out there. Remember?
Yeah.
And, like, he pretty much told me like, yeah, like I'm not making it that long. It was literally like
it was like a Thursday, and you were gonna fly out like the following Wednesday,
on Monday or Tuesday,
or like Tuesday, something like that. Yeah, and then he passed that Saturday, or Sunday morning, I should say.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was a trip when you went around calling. Let's change the subject. It's gonna make me cry.
Yeah,
just we got to know, dude. It was a real compelling story. When people that have conviction, you know what I'm saying? You could tell people that have conviction and don't. You know what I mean? Struggle builds character. You could tell the people that don't have character are probably privileged or like hands spoon fed and shit.
Yeah. And Peacock, yes to what you said with the 10. And then Bogey said, who do I pay for the SBI? You pay Bogey.
Mm-hmm.
Not me.
Yep.
And
that one's a buck fish, Peacock. But and don't worry, you still have a week 6 deadline for we always have a week 6 pay deadline.
And Jay said, as a Vikings fan, I'm disgusted. They should have won that, man. They're better at charging it up than the Chargers are.
Yeah, it's like, what happened there?
And Peacock said kickers were pretty big in the Scott Fishbowl was also whack. Yeah, like a crazy amount of scoring for the kickers, and you can play like
start multiple kickers.
Yeah, stupid.
Like, what kind of fantasies? I mean, okay, here's my thing though. If I'm in a game and they go, here's a scoring format, and I go, ooh, I'll find a cheat code or some kind of thing. I'm like that, so I'm okay with that. But it's like if I know this is that type of league, I just won't join it. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's whack. I like okay. Video games, right? Street Fighter, bro. Fucking love it. And I like the conventional Street Fighter. I don't like the Marvel versus. I mean, I like it, but I prefer the conventional joints. I don't like the high flying where it's just you hit buttons to make combos. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I like conventional shit where you got to do the motions with the joysticks for real, and you know what I mean? It's there's some skill to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to play in a fantasy league where it's like, okay, there's a bonus here, right? 40-yard reception. Get this, bonus is 20 points. Like, bro, 40-yard receptions happen pretty often, bro, but it's gonna be fucking high scoring, bro. Like, nah. You know what I mean? Because you know how fucking mad I'll get when I'm beating someone by 50 or like by like 80, and this motherfucker there's something where that helps him win. You know what I mean? Like, stupid bonus.
And Yuck said, I do charity. He said, LOL, you're better off working for the actual foundation if you want to help. So I've been helping Berkshire. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. The Club for the Blind for 6 years, the organization that Helen Keller started. Nice. Props.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, because the actual money that gets donated, I mean, it's not like none of the money gets donated, but like all these nonprofit organizations are still organizations. And like, I'm sure off of every dollar, you know, there's a percent that gets donated to whatever they're doing, you know, like whether it's, you know, something for the blind, like Yuck said, or if it's the Toys for Tots or whatever, like some percentage is going. But there's a percentage that's paying the president of that organization, every employee, and like all this shit. So it's like all the money that goes to charity does not 100%.
That's why we need to start our own religion and then church, right?
Yeah.
You know, say we're going to pass around this collection plate. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna walk around with the motherfucking Venmo code.
If you don't have the dollars to put in there, pick up the
God
QR
loves
code.
digital.
Pick up the QR code.
The money God. You come here because you want to be rich. You ever heard the term it takes money to make money?
And Derek said our bonus is for 40 or 50 yards. Yeah, but what'd you say? It's like a 5 or 10 point, like, and that is big. Like, I mean, that could swing a whole.
I think if there's a bonus, I like it to be like 100-yard bonus. Like you get 100 yards.
Well, they have that too.
Yeah, but I mean, because the 40 and 50 yard like bonus ones, I hate those, bro.
I mean,
They
we
have to
have
go
those
off
in the
the right.
dynasties, but it's literally only an extra point, So I mean, it adds on the point.
Yeah,
That's
in
not
the
like
dynasty, that's 1 point.
It's not swinging nothing,
Our dynasties are crazy though, bro. Like, it's 2 points
Yeah.
per reception. It's fucking, you know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying. Even in a league like
per rush attempt. So, you know what I mean?
that's what I'm saying. Even in a league like that, though, it's only one for us. Just 1 point. That's it, 1 extra point. And like some of these other ones, like you said, well, Derek, see 4 extra points. That's not crazy. But like Bogey said, 20 extra points. 10 extra points. Like, that would be in fucking insane.
You know what's crazy is that, like, okay, when people go, oh, lost my matchup 121.92,
dude,
121.90. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But it's like when you play like in dozens of leagues, I see that all the time.
Damn, look at this shit. What the Joker just said.
What's that?
He said most charities in the U.S., even legit ones, only pass on about 10% of the money collected. They pass on the rest as administrative charges.
And so
damn.
So George Clooney was the man, bro.
What was he doing?
He's one of like the great, like he's like leader of like the world's philanthropy. You know what I'm saying? Like world efforts and whatever. I don't know what his organization is called, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like this motherfucker just be doing. He's on the forefront of all this shit, bro.
Dino said we should start a charity. I know, right?
I know, right? Well, see, that's why you have a religion. Boom, it all goes hand in hand, Brody. Hey, the Rastafarians, bro, they legit are a religion, and they have the Church of Zion in San Jose.
Like if we were
smoking there, and like, listen, they got a little back area where you could purchase flour and concentrates and wax and stuff like that, and there's no tax because they're a non-profit organization.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And yeah, I mean, it's really like the Jamaican style churches, because the Jamaican style churches, I mean, those were the ones that, I mean, shit, you see pictures in there of like, little kids. That's like taking the communion, it's taking a hit off the J.
The sweet sesame. Hey, it's funny? It's like, okay, this is how our church is going to be, right? So like, you know what I mean? We're just gonna pass around. You got to fade on everything, though. You know what I mean? All right, we're gonna pass around this blunt right on. You're gonna hit this blunt. Okay, yeah, I got the memo. It's just everyone throwing 5 on everything, bro. That's how we'll get started.
We'll just be playing. I got 5 on it in the background.
There it is. We'll have Yuck there too. You know what I'm saying?
If we were gonna start a
Yuck
charity,
is one of the deacons. Yuck mouth, boys and girls. Yuck mouth is funny as fuck, bro.
See, if we were
remember him in the UGA though?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he was funny as fuck. His laugh, his laugh was so stupid, bro.
Fantasy Joker says on bonuses, I have 100 plus, 200 plus. Yeah, we have that 40 and 50. So we only have 40, not 50. And it said pass and runs, they're like 1 to 3 extra points, not 5 to 10. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it should just add on a little bit, right?
Here's why I don't mind like juicing up scores, period, though, is because it would like help me decide player A over player B on a week-to-week basis, right?
Yeah.
Like, remember, who was it? It was Derek, right? It was Matt, it was Addison, or it was Brian Robinson, right? But it's the same amount point total for a bonus, but there's one for a 40-yard, or was it 50-yard reception?
Yeah.
And there's one for getting 100 yards total, you know what I'm saying, on the ground or through the air. And so he got the total. He would have got it with either one, but
right.
Brian Robinson was still the play, you know what I mean? But he got the 100-yard bonus, you know what I'm saying, on the ground, because he was hot on the Thursday night when saw Addison catch the big one, you know what I mean?
Right.
He's like, fuck, man, fucking all them points on my bench. You know what I mean?
Joker said we're already part of a church. Every person here. The NFL is non-taxed, basically a charity.
For real, huh? You ain't lying, bro, because I'm in this motherfucker every Sunday. Me and God. God's like, yeah, they're all at church. Man, what you doing here, God? Nah, they're all at church right now. It's the only time I can kick it.
Lochito, what up? He said pick 2. T-Law, Love, Stroud, or Purdy, and shout out to everyone who's playing in Superflex /2 QB leagues.
Okay, so as fun as Stroud's been, He's gonna play like some ferocious pass rush.
And he plays the Steelers this week.
Yeah. So,
but everything that they do, does that not combat what the Steelers are good at?
The ball's got to keep coming out fast and quick. But I'm just going right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Jordan Love. He's playing against the Detroit Lions. You know what I'm saying?
Not too shabby. Not too shabby.
Not too shabby. That's a soft matchup, lightweight for real. You know what I mean? The Broncos playing Arizona. I mean, people have been listen. What's funny about Arizona is because Sam Howell was like shitty against them because like he took like 6 sacks to the ass.
Well, you say shitty, but they still put up like
they still put up
like top 10 or 11 points that week.
Yep, it was a shitty week, but yeah. And then week 2, then week 2, they produced the QB1 with
Pesos.
Danny Dumbass, right?
Yeah.
Last week, what did Dak do? He did.
He's middle of the road. He put up the 14th least points.
14th least.
No, that's still the middle.
Okay. And then here comes the Brock, who like we might just run all over them, to be honest with you. But out of this, it's kind of crazy. They're all kind of in shitty situations.
That's the thing. Like on paper, though. Let me see. I'm pretty sure
Lawrence is playing. Who's Lawrence playing, bro? Because I feel like I'm playing Lawrence and Brock. But damn, Lawrence is so ugly. What's going on? Doug Peterson needs to call the plays again.
It's the offensive line for T-Law, man. They're almost as bad as
they make the adjustment to the play calling, right?
Yes, they haven't done that.
They haven't done that. That's what I'm saying.
Knew,
like
in Houston, they knew that their line was shitty, and then they start losing all these people, so they double down on the play calling to combat the shitty line.
Look at their OC. I'm supposed to know these things. I don't even know who their OC is. I just know he's like a new guy, and they're like they gave him the play calling duties. And it's like, you know, the first and then I think Doug Peterson took it over in the second half. No, that's Texans. I'm talking about the Shags, bro. The Shagwires. Yeah, Bobby Slowick, he's doing his thing. You know,
Press Taylor.
See, I don't know who the fuck that is, bro. He's like a new guy. He's out of nowhere.
I mean, it literally says that Jags offense will have a new influence from the sidelines 2023. Press Taylor, longtime lieutenant for head coach Doug Peterson.
See, yeah, sit your lieutenant back down, bro, and fucking and call the plays, because in that second half, that's when supposedly Doug Peterson started calling the plays again. It's like, fuck that shit. Give me the clipboard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, you know, against Atlanta, who's been giving up like 0-0 booty to the QBs, I think I'm going to make
Brock and Stroud.
I'm going Brock and Love.
Brock and Love. Okay. Oh, yeah. I forgot. Love's playing Detroit. Yeah. I'm with that.
Yeah. And it's crazy because CJ Stroud might be my number 3 because I think the Steelers are a better matchup right now than the Falcons. And I don't think T-Law's a must start. So I think it's literally playing the matchup with him.
I think it's just the bad offensive line. It's just a bad combination with the best tandem in pass rush there in the game.
Yeah,
TJ Watt and Highsman. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah. And like for what it's worth, I know it's the Raiders, but even the week before that against the Browns, like their linebacker core is kind of showing. They got a little makeshift ragtag group over there. They got Quan, they got Holcomb. Quan Alexander, Holcomb, and who the fuck am I missing, bro? And Landon Roberts, my man Aladdin. That shit's crazy. They're actually.
And what up, Kang's and Little Cheeto is a new follower on Twitch. What up? And then Kang's a new follower on Twitch. What up? He said, "What would be a better trade for me at the RB? Trade away Christian Watkins and Khalil Herbert for DeAndre Swift." Or Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers or who though? Like Zay Flowers or Christian Watson? Like for DeAndre, but like either way, you're still trading for DeAndre Swift.
I'm gonna move. Like I think Watson should just get you that straight up, bro. Even though we ain't seen Watson, I bet you that'll get it straight up. You could be like, listen, bro, I'm getting DeAndre Swift. He's still sharing with Gainwell when Gainwell came back, because that was true.
Yeah.
Even though Swift
it's pretty much the even split. I mean, it's not an even split, but it's literally a difference of 6 snaps.
Yep.
I mean, the stats were way different though.
Yeah, so like, because honestly, I think that's overpaying. That's why I said like I think Christian Watson would do it, but also just to get him off you the headache of him, like maybe even re-aggravating a hamstring, and you're in need of running back. I think that should get it done. You're overpaying for Swift if you throw more than Watson.
And Angelo, he said start Deshaun Watson or Jordan Love. Who's Deshaun playing this week? The Ravens. I think
I'm playing Deshaun, bro.
Playing Deshaun at home.
Yeah, against that poor secondary.
Let's see.
I mean, what did Gardner Minshew against you do, bro? Come on, bro.
Solid enough, right? Like, I mean, it's crazy. Like Watson can shit on them how bad they are.
I'm just saying, though.
And Jake said it's hard to tell, but I really think Tank Dell is getting up. Said Ridley's irritating me, so I don't know what's going on. Well, I mean, the writing's on the wall with everything with Tank, but yeah, it's crazy how not a lot of people were in on that party last week because Stroud only threw it 30 times instead of 45 times like he'd been throwing in the other games.
And like, listen, Tank, it's nice PPR action. And then when he broke a big, he caught that big one, bro, to cap it.
Yeah.
Caught the big one and took it to the house.
Yeah. And Fantasy Joker said Dak's terrible for fantasy. Got the same points than Kenny Pickett. And he said the defense, too. They don't need him. They're feeding the run. Yeah, we need him to be in competitive games is what we need. And I don't even know that wasn't competitive. I mean, I guess it wasn't competitive. Like Cowboys, like barely showed up for the game.
They're going to play the Patriots. So, like, this is going to be one of those things where it's like, you know, McCarthy is going to have to, like, actually McCarthy and Darrell Bevel. No, sorry. Roddy Schottenheimer. Yeah, they're going to have to, like, it's going to be a scheme thing here. You know what I mean?
And Kang on Twitch, he said, I'd trade away Watson and Khalil Herbert. I get either Swift or Flowers. Well, you asked how to improve your RBs. So, I mean, if you're getting Swift back, I mean, yeah, that improves your RBs for sure. Bringing back Flowers doesn't improve your RBs.
See if you could bring back Swift and Flowers.
Yeah, like, what would you need to send? It's not
I feel like you're dead beat.
And Angelo on Twitch, would you start DJ Moore, Judy, or Tank down the flex? Probably Tank.
Who's Chicago playing?
Chicago's got the Broncos. I'm going to sit them versus Patrick Surtain. DJ Moore ain't no Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, playing Tank. I mean, I'm not mad at the DJ play too because they're going to move him. They're going to have him in the slot.
Judy could be the
ain't gonna shadow like that.
Nah, I mean Judy could be the play because like literally like you should be starting everybody.
Oh, against Chicago. Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Bounce back Russ. Oh, that didn't even sound comfortable. I mean, it's just because it's uncomfortable how many Dak and Russ shares I have. It's so dangerous.
And Joker said after we do a Najee, never expected Matt Canada.
He's playing Houston.
Yeah, this is he said, would you trade straight up for B-Rob? What's your lowest take? Just wait. Just wait.
No one will give you B-Rob and take Najee.
Yeah. But this is this is the week. They're going up against Houston. Anybody can get out there and run on Houston. So this is like we give them one more week. And this is it.
It's really annoying when you see 3 weeks of something and they don't know how to make adjustments. And like in this case, the offensive line, like,
yeah,
not even in game. Like you can't even like, yo, what in the fuck? Like, how many times did Najee get handed the ball off, then get hit in the backfield, and then like try to do his thing? It was like every time.
Yeah, so fucking so stupid.
Yeah, I didn't get that. Like, make the adjustment.
And would you trade T-Law?
Matt Canada sucks.
Joe said, would you trade T-Law for Love straight up? No, not unless you like really
straight up. Love. I'm still gonna move Trevor Lawrence like he's worth more. I don't give a fuck.
And Niner said we prefer Josh Palmer pickup to Q Johnston. Yes. I'm gonna say,
see, here's the thing. You gotta ask yourself, why would someone be willing to do that, right? If I'm the Jordan Love guy and Jordan Love's like one of the league leaders in passing touchdowns right now, why would I want to do that to get Trevor Lawrence? Because Trevor Lawrence has way more upside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the people don't question themselves. They go, "Oh, who is this? He's just too straight up, though." You ever stop and think why?
What up, Philly Mike OG?
What up, Philly?
Let's see. Jake said trying to upgrade RB. I got James Conner, Mike Evans on my bench. RBs are Bijan, James Cook. I roll with Ridley in the flex. I have Hunt on the bench too. Probably isn't going to be anything. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. It's crazy, but like, yeah, Ridley needs to be on the bench over Mike Evans right now.
That's crazy. That has to be a decision. Those guys are guys you should play.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog. Like, you know, like the Calvin really thinks. See, that's play calling too. Like, how many targets did he have? 5 and like after week 1. Look at his targets. Like, this is play calling right here.
Yeah. And what up? Let me see. Who said Philly Mike OG? Hold up, Zoo. He said, any advice on Derrick Henry? No.
Low if you don't have him, like really low.
Even that, I don't even know if I want to buy low.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Depends on how low. How low can you go? Maybe that's that would be it. But
that person might be 0-3, willing to talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
what did it do with Derrick Henry?
You
trade him to. See, what sucks is that Derrick Henry is most people's running back 1. So it's like they're not going to be willing to just move him for some. Like, I would try to move him for like Brian Robinson plus. See if that'll just start there. Brian Robinson didn't have a good week. You know, he had like, you know, a monster week 2 weeks ago. People tend to have amnesia, but they won't forget Derrick Henry. You know what I mean? It might seem crazy to them. Oh my God, he's going to give me Derrick Henry for Brian Robinson plus. But make sure the plus is something usable too. So you could, you know, put a Band-Aid on your shit right now.
And Zoo, what are we talking about? I said, do we think Love still gets the start and more snaps once Adams comes back? Who are we talking about there? Who's the other person you're talking about?
What?
I know I'm confused. Put it in again, Zoo.
Talking about Julian Love and Jamal Adams. Yes, Julian Love will. Julian
Love
plays his own role. He's his own role.
Yeah.
Yes. Are they in a hurry to bring back Jamal Adams? Probably, so they could show him off and then move his ass.
I mean, they're not in a hurry because they've been sitting him out.
No, they want to show him. They got to show him so they can move him. I thought he's not even ready to come out. They've been sitting him out like healthy scratch.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy because Julian Love and Jamal Adams both the strong safety there. But I think Julian Love, they could. I mean, we know that like even like last year on the Giants, like they're moving him around a little bit.
What I'm saying.
I mean, like, not a little bit. He's like moving around.
Don't have a name for that. You know what I mean? It's just like with Isaiah Simmons before. Like that was like this. It was like this linebacker that would also play safety here and there and play nickel, and it was just this unique hybrid thing. That's the same for Julian Love. He's like this safety that plays like everything. You know what I mean? It's a fucking hybrid. Jamal Adams is the same too. In his time, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She he set a record at one time for DB sacks, safety sacks.
And Angela said B. Robert Miles Sanders this week. Miles Sanders against the Vikings. Everybody against the Vikings. B. Rob against the Eagles. I mean, those two things alone. Like, I mean, I'll play Miles Sanders.
Yeah, everybody.
How tough.
Everybody eats on Minnesota on the ground except for Josh Kelly.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody's eating on the Eagles so far.
Fucking A, Josh Kelly.
And what Peacock said, I don't care. Najee doesn't even pass the eye test right now. Warren's going to be the one with the big game. See, that's what's crazy is because, like,
the touches aren't there, though. Like, look at the touches. That's what's.
Is everybody watching the game, though, with those same eyes? Because, like, I just don't get what the play calling, like, what the fuck is the play calling going on with Najee, where it's like literally every time he's running a dive up the middle, getting smashed as soon as he gets the ball. Like, there's like zero creativity in the play calling. Warren's actually getting the ball and he's like open. He's like wide open when he's catching these balls. Like, give Najee one ball like that in space. He's going to do the same thing. But he doesn't get it.
Matt Canada sucks.
Yeah.
And like all of a sudden, like he wants to like, it's like they want to, those little 2-yard runs over and over again so they can attempt their play action down the field. It's like it's just not gonna work.
Yeah.
Like Matt Canada. I don't even know Matt Canada's lineage, but I just I know that he Ben Roethlisberger is the one that kept him on for the longest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like over like a lot of those other guys.
What up, Chase?
Like I think he wanted him over Todd Haley. Todd Haley was a bad motherfucker.
Philly Mike OG with Mike Williams going on IR. Who do I start? Wide receiver 2, Kirk Davis, Dotson,
Judy. Oh, and then there's Gabe Davis too.
I might just go Gabe.
Yeah.
Either way, it should be a high scoring game, right? Like between those, anybody who's playing the Dolphins should be a high score. It's worse than Dives, bro. They're running Najee out of the shotgun with the pulling tight end and the wide open defenders hitting them 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, it's dumb. Like, I mean, Ricky talked about that specifically where he had like the back-to-back crazy attempt years. And he was like, the first year, it was nice. He was like, I felt good. He was like, I was averaging like 4 yards a carry. You know, I'm not getting hit behind the line of scrimmage. But he was like, go look at the average the next year. And we look it up. And it's like 3.2.
Yeah. There's like changes to the line. There was all kinds of, you know what I mean? Changes to the system.
He was like, that year,
not the workload.
I'm getting hit behind the line of scrimmage a lot of times.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember, man. Didn't Canada and them run like a lot of outside zone last year? Like now they try to run like this inside shit all the time. Like that's, I don't know. They don't have a good offensive line. Like,
yeah. And Joker said Warren literally only looks better on the screen games. Yeah, because when they give him those same plays, like where he's just running between tackles, he's not doing good either.
Look at the touches. There's a massive difference in touches. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. I don't know if people will see. Also, I guess I'm guilty of what I'm accusing people of, because I'm accusing the people that are the Warren truthers. I think it's stupid because it's like, but then it's also because they a lot of times they have Warren and they're like, yeah, no, I'm telling you, bro, he's gonna be the guy because they got him, right? Because I'm guilty of that because I have Najee everywhere. I'm like, nah, y'all is tripping. You know what I mean?
See, here's what's crazy.
I'm like, y'all is tripping, bro. Don't you say that about my Najees.
See, here's what's crazy. Okay, so Najee, when we're talking about the run game, he's 35 for 139. He's averaging 4 yards a carry, which is crazy when he's getting hit behind the line of scrimmage like that much. Warren is 7 for 55. That's 3.2 yards a rush. But where Warren is making his money is in the receiving game because he's 12 for 16 right now with 100 yards. And Najee's got 3 receptions on the year for 2 yards.
Yeah, they got him running routes for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Najee, he's just like getting dump offs in the backfield.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
so the rushing is better through 3 games. And they gave Warren 10 more targets than they've given Najee, and he's actually getting them in space.
Okay, now, but what about all the carries on the ground? What about the rush attempts?
Well, that's what I said first. Najee's got 35.
I totally zoned down, my bad.
He's 35 for 139, 4 yards a carry, and Warren's 17 for 55, and he's averaging 3.2 yards a carry.
Yeah, so he's almost doubled him in rush attempts. And here's what's crazy.
He has doubled them in rush attempts. And he's almost
You said 17.
But he's almost 3 times more in yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and then it all so everything's there for me to not worry about Najee. And in deeper leagues, I would even flex. He's like fringe flex in deeper leagues, like 14 teams and up. Like talking about Warren,
yeah, he's getting 5 targets a game. Like that is flex worthy,
especially in a deeper league.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. See, so I think people want this guy to get a full workload. That would probably be detrimental to what's his name anyway, to Warren. You know what I mean? The thing that really gets me is just because it's philosophically something new that Tomlin is like doing. He never does this. He want to run one guy and give it all to one guy, and that one guy is supposed to be able to do it all, so you're not one-dimensional when you're down there with that one guy.
Right now, it's one guy running the ball all the time.
Yeah,
one guy
dimensional now.
the ball.
I mean, they look one dimensional. I mean, like you have Najee, like, oh, they're gonna go up the gut. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got Warren, and now you listen. Now the scout report's gonna start being like, listen, don't let this motherfucker get when we're going zone defense on them. Then I bet you that those are plays when you see Warren get those targets, bro. You know what I mean?
And Jake said we going live at 5 a.m. on Sunday morning. No, not 5, but we're gonna shoot for 6, and then we'll be on before the game starts.
What the game starts? 6:30.
6:30, and that's the one that's gonna be on Disney Plus in Toy Story Vision.
Cool.
And it looks like it's cartoon characters is what it is. But it was weird. It was like they were showing they're showing like Trevor Lawrence like running behind the line of scrimmage, and the line of scrimmage was like little minions or something. It like wasn't the player.
Oh, so it looked like real life. Little motherfucking minions getting blown up.
But that's gonna be very interesting to watch. So we're gonna get the mushrooms in the tank early. So everybody, we have to push up everything like a day earlier. So like start doing your waivers now. We're gonna go into that real quick here and everything. And Joker said Steelers used to run the good old power offense. Yeah, Matt Canada's ruined that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, also when the offensive, like when Pouncey and Tunsil and Villanueva, like those guys are all those long gone. You know what I mean, that they had like the top 5 line for like fucking 8 years, bro. Like it was crazy. You know what I mean? It was just forever. Whoever's back there is gonna run, and they're gonna feed all of it.
Clock said, "Is that how Bogard sees every game on shrooms?"
Yeah, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna see this game. It looks normal to me. Hey, no, that's just gonna be tight.
Yeah, and I mean, the coolest thing about it is everything's happening in real time. So maybe we're getting a tiny little delay, but everything in real time is gonna be really interesting to see.
I'm gonna watch both games simultaneously, right? And that way I can see if they wrote the script for real. You know what I mean?
Orbit 6:30 is 9:30 Eastern, so it'll be 9:30 Eastern. And Joe said I have Disney Plus, so I'll be here. There we go. Yeah, I gotta get. I think I gotta get an extra Fire Stick or like something so I can have.
So it's just gonna be like a gang of It's gonna be like a gang of Disney characters in place. So it's not gonna be like
no. So I think at least the way
players are animated.
Well, they were showing it on the commercial. The players are animated. Like they were showing Calvin Ridley. They were showing Jesse Bates. They showed Trevor Lawrence, and like everybody's kind of like an animated cartoon. Then, but it's being commentated by like Woody and all the characters, and like it's happening like in Andy's room, like on like the table or something.
So Tom Hanks. Let me get this.
It's not going to be Tom Hanks. He wasn't.
Yeah, they got Chat GPT now and shit like that. Where I mean, even like James Earl Jones, like one day he's gonna pass on and become the Force, but forever they can do Darth Vader shit because they got this thing. You just type that shit in, and it'll come out of Darth Vader's voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jeff said I really don't want to watch my QB do bad dressed as Woody. So I don't think it's gonna be like the QBs and I don't think it's gonna be like any of the skill positions that are like characters.
Shit, what were those called back in the day, bro? The sports, the figures. They'd be like they're posing like one thing. You know what I mean?
The bobbleheads, or what are you talking about?
The actual joints, bro. Like, and they came. You know how like figures come in a thing. It's a flat cardboard and it has the plastic over it. So they're like that small, but like, you know what I mean? What were they called, bro? But it would be the players that sometimes they'd be holding their helmet. They're always in their gear though. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm spacing.
Maybe. Okay. Never mind.
But yeah, so I don't think it's going to be the players. I mean, maybe the offensive line.
NFL figures, bro.
Yeah.
NFL used to have figures, bro. Used to see them at like Toys R Us or like KB Toy Store and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn, because I have some like on my wall, like right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know you have some. Yeah, what are they called? Not the bobblehead ones. These are from like the 90s, bro.
No, yeah, you're talking about the actual. I mean, like I got Marcus Allen and Ricky Williams like on like my wall with those.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, and it's like, are we talking about the McFarlanes? Like, what is?
Nah, see, but even if they started making those again. I mean, he started making those. Those would be. I'm just saying, like, because maybe he's playing with some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
If it's Andy's room.
Yeah.
Because they all come alive.
And yes, even Peacock said McFarlane. Yeah, that was the brand. I can't remember what the hell they were called.
Yeah, because those started coming out like in the 2000s, right?
What up, Crispy?
I mean, the Spawn toys, even growing up in the 90s, those were so dope.
Joe, they should use Marvel characters. Well, what if they are doing like, this is like a Manning cast with like characters, right? Like, what if they just had like Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader, or like what are the popular like fucking the Mandalorian show or whatever, and they come in to like give some commentary for a couple minutes. That'd be wild. They better be doing some cool shit like that. If not, why aren't you hiring us to give you ideas, motherfucker? And Braves fan said, who would you start this week? Flowers, Kirk, Reynolds. Probably Kirk. Because it's going to be Ridley who's going to get AJ Terrell.
Then there's Jeff Okuda on the other side too now. Yeah, I play Kirk. Fucking Reynolds, you fucking fell from grace. 3 weeks would have made him on fire. This motherfucker was right there.
Bricked. And I hate posts. What up? He said, should I trade Ridley for Josh Allen, Ayuk, and Mike?
Is that not a post right there?
Yeah.
This comment we're reading.
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't say hate post from himself.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
Should I trade Ridley for Josh Allen, Ayuk, and Mike Evans? I think so. Yeah.
Yep.
You're not gonna have to drop anybody good, right? You got like 2 scrubs at your bench that you can just like drop, right?
Throw them in there. Like, fuck it here.
Yeah. Make him do the drop. Yeah, exactly. And Tino said, make a new Spawn movie, damn it. Super Saiyan said Tom Hanks a fucking weirdo. Yeah, he is.
He's from Oakland.
Super Saiyan Spawn movie would be dope. Hell yeah. That Clock, he said, for real, they keep promising a new Spawn movie. Stop messing.
Yeah, at one point I even heard like Jamie Foxx was gonna do it, and then then I even heard who was it? In a Michael J. White interview, they asked him like, and he was like, yeah, well, when they're bringing all these guys are coming back and reprising their roles.
Yeah,
I would do it. And I'm like, that would be hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Michael J. White's a bad motherfucker, bro.
All right, here's what
that Spawn was pretty dope. The one that they came out in the 90s.
So here's what I think we're gonna do. For the waiver wire,
the HBO Spawn cartoon series, the animated series, that shit was dark as fuck.
Yeah,
that shit was really dope. That shit was dope.
So here's what I think we're gonna do for the waiver wire guys, because we're always going through and we're mentioning like the guys who are like available, and we'll give like a thumbs up or a thumbs down if we think that you should claim them. And what we'll start doing, like we'll give a priority rating. Because like everyone's gonna be different. Like it's hard to say like use this guy as your number one.
Yeah, I mean,
because it's all team specific. So let's see. What do you think? Like what?
I mean, I know you're trying to make it. I know what you're doing because you wanted to make it so it speeds it up a little bit, right? I feel like it'll make it longer.
No, because we
just okay. So yeah, on a priority rating.
See, they're top priority.
Yeah, and then that'll be top priority to me is going to be because you need this position because of injuries you have or lack of depth. Like this should be how you prioritize.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Then
and we'll just say normal. It'll either be top priority, normal, or low. I mean, that's it. And really, we're just talking about the guys who are top priority. Everyone else is going to fall into the mix.
You got it, dude.
Cox said you can give fab amounts as well. Yeah, again, and really just percentages, right, versus numbers. It's a good idea. Good idea. And Clock said, should I trade A-Chain for a QB? Super flex. I have Jimmy, and I have Jimmy.
I don't move just yet. What you do is you try to go get Jameis Winston first, or the backup for Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not in that, or you get what I'm saying, right? Yeah. Like then start shopping on the A-Chain. You know You know what I mean? Because you might be able to put a band-aid on something you do, and then either keep A-Chain or even flip him for some other skill positions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plus, the only person that's gonna flip a QB is someone that has a third.
Right. And Peacock said his name is pronounced A-Chan. Is that what he said?
Yeah, and it's Devon, I think it's Devon. He was everything you have to print. Devon Achan.
Okay.
Yeah. I wonder if he's like Nigerian.
And
remember Etienne?
Yeah.
Etienne.
Etienne.
No, it's Etienne. Like that's how. But he's like, but it's cool. He's like, people been saying Etienne my whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, if they were Bobby Okereke,
yeah,
it was like 5 years or like 4 years, and he's like, "God damn it, everybody, it's Okereke." All right, God damn it. You know, now he's starting to show up. They calling his name all the time on commentaries and shit. He's like, "Listen, man, fuck that shit. Disgrace my namesake."
And One Nation said they need to bring back John Leguizamo to play the clown again. Oh man,
fucking love John Leguizamo.
And Tino said like Jackie Chan. Yeah, that's what he said. A-Chan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep calling him A-Chan. It just sounds cooler.
Sounds like he's like a dope train. Like, oh, the A train's coming. I mean, like, shit, it's like a freight train for a little guy. Like a bullet train.
Oh yeah. All right, let's see.
Let's do this thing.
All right, let me mark this shit down real quick. Then we're going to get into the QBs. All right, here we go. Let's kick it off. What up? What up? Fantasy Football Hustler back at ya.
What's happening? Bogard Scott free, riding the waves.
Weekly waivers. Here we go. If you're watching this on Upload, smash that subscribe button, hit that like button. We got all the positions broken down, including IDP. So make your way through all those videos. Let's jump into the QBs here. All right. So we got to get to these guys who are 60% rostered or less. And this is mainly going to be for you single QB folks, because there's not going to be too many super flex leagues that have Matthew Stafford as an option. Only 55% rostered. Going up against Indy. That's a big old thumbs up right there. You better go get him versus Indy, because they do not have the best defense at all.
Everybody eats.
Let's see. CJ Stroud, probably not going to be available in your super flex leagues either. Going up against Pittsburgh, he's 21% rostered. If you had someone who got hurt, Bogey, you picking up and starting versus Pitt?
If I have to. If I have to. You know what I mean?
Really, if you're desperate. I don't want to make him
like if I'm the Rodgers guy and I ended up with, you know, I've been streaming ever since. Right?
Yeah.
Okay with it.
I like it. It really just depends on how deep you got to dive, because you got a guy like Russell Wilson who's only 55% rostered right now. Going up against Chicago. Got to start everybody versus the Bears. So if you play in a single QB league and he's somehow available because you play in one of the 45% of leagues where he's there, you go get him. Kenny Pickett, 27% rostered. He is coming off a good game. Going up against Houston in Houston. They just manhandled T-Law, so I'm going to say no to picking up and starting Kenny Pickett this week.
I mean, Houston is just for the last couple of years, they limit QBs because, and whether it's because like they give it up all on the ground to opposing running backs, or it's just like they're actually good with D'Amico Ryan this year.
Yeah, which they were. Their defense was pretty good last year, but I mean they looked very ferocious versus the Jags and Will Anderson's out there handling biz.
It's going crazy.
Now we got the Bryce Young and Andy Dalton combo there. They said that Bryce Young was going to miss 1 to 2 games. They're going up against Minnesota. I mean, why would they be in a rush to bring back Bryce? Like for
give me the red rifle.
Come on, he's only 2% rostered as well. You got to be following the show throughout the week because this is happening on Tuesday, right? We didn't get the Bryce Young news until like, I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday that he was going to miss. So if you're catching this on replay, make sure you're watching the show throughout the week and coming into the live streams because we're giving you this kind of news live.
And Andy Dalton went out there and did his thing. We kind of want Andy Dalton for all those fantasy pieces that you might have, like for example, a Miles Sanders, right? Like let's go. We're gonna take you back to Young. Left on a third. It was 3rd and 1. They switched him out for Andy Dalton because Bryce Young was just not going to be able to get this first down. And Andy Dalton went in there and pitched it to Miles Sanders. Boom, first down. Next play, they put the kid back in there. And it's just like, this is like embarrassing because the kid's just not ready, bro. And now he has an ankle because he's so fucking small too, bro. Yeah, run around and shit. Like, he ran for his life for real though, bro.
And Aaron said, should I trade Ridley for, we said yes to this. Trade Ridley for Josh Allen, Ayuk, and Mike Evans. Yes, do it.
Yeah.
If you're bringing back the 3 pieces, yes.
Yes, bring back Josh Allen and all that. Yes, you want that.
Then we got, I mean, if we're shopping at the bottom, of the barrel here, this is bottom of the barrel, scraping, we got Desmond Ridder. We got Derek Carr or Jameis Winston. I mean, Derek Carr's 33% rostered.
Playing the Buccaneers.
Yeah, against the Bucks. We got Sam Howell. We got Sam Howell. Poodle over there. 20% rostered versus the Eagles. You better not pick him up. Josh Downs versus San Fran. Oh, man, it's going to be risky. Mac Jones versus the Cowboys, 19%. And then Ryan Tannehill and Zach Wilson. If you're bottom of the barrel scraping, which
I'm going Mac Jones.
Mac Jones versus the Cowboys. All right. They suck without Trey Diggs.
If Josh Dobbs can fucking do it, Mac fucking Jones can.
Yeah, maybe if it was a Jameis Winston versus Tampa Bay,
I would do that.
We do love a good revenge narrative.
Yeah, and he's going to throw it against that secondary. Yeah.
And Jameis Winston's like, I don't know, maybe like 1% roster. Let's check it. No, 0% roster.
I highly doubt Derek Carr plays this week. Like, I almost guarantee he doesn't play this week.
We still have heard nothing about the shoulder.
It's AC joint sprain.
Oh, that's what they said?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I missed that.
And he fell on his throwing shoulder. So
yeah.
I mean, I'm safely assuming it's that shoulder, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there you have it. So the guys who we're really recommending, I mean, if available in your leagues, Matthew Stafford or Russ Wilson. I mean, those are the 2 top picks, both at 55% rostered.
Yeah, Russ would be my number 1 streaming option. Just playing in Chicago, go do it.
Chicago,
and
get it.
But real quick though, going back to Derek Carr's injury, see, this is the shoulder right here, right? And it has an AC joint in there. See that? It's like fucks with the rotator cuff and all that. See what I'm saying? You need that whole motion right there to throw the ball. See what I'm saying? Derek Carr won't be able to do that. I'm a doctor.
We are way better than any of the fantasy doctors out there. Bogard,
you need a shoulder to throw the ball.
Bogard has
connected to the arm's connected to the hand holds the ball.
Bogard has multiple degrees in medicine. He's got a degree from Stanford and Harvard. And Clock said, can we get a Dr. Bogey segment? Don't worry, it's coming. Every time you see Dr. Bogey, that's just getting you ready closer and closer to a full Dr. Bogey.
Don't get it twisted. I got to keep reminding him I am a doctor. I do this.
All right, let's jump over to the RBs. If it's your first time here, smash that subscribe button, turn on all the notifications, and subscribe to the podcast, Fantasy Football Hustler. Let's get in to these RBs. What up, Fantasy Football Hustler, back at you.
What's happening, Bogey Scott free?
Let's get into these running back waivers. If it's your first time here, smash that subscribe, smash that like, drop a comment, and go check out all the other positional waiver wire videos. All right. Well, let's just jump into this. Running back, always very slim, but and the cream is going to rise to the top. This is going to be the number one waiver wire ad for like everybody out there. He says his name.
Oh, we need that drop, bro.
Which one? Which one?
The Joker.
Oh, you are
my number one. Yeah.
So you guys know who we're talking about. Come on, unless you did not watch any football yesterday or talk to anybody about football yesterday. It's Devon A-Chain. He said it's A-Chan. A-Chain just sounds cooler, rolls off the tongue a little bit better. So until I get a personal, something from A-Chain, we're just going to keep calling him that. He's only 42% rostered, so he is readily available in a lot of your leagues out there. And he's going to be the number one waiver wire for everybody out there. And you're probably not going to get him, but you better just do your due diligence. Put him in there as your number one waiver claim, and maybe you'll get lucky, even if you aren't the first waiver claim this week.
Yeah.
It's wild. He's only 42% rostered in redraft leagues right now. We know that's not the case in Dynasty for sure. He has gone everywhere.
On the flip side, did you flip him? Or do you ride the A-Chain? Bars.
I mean, they got Buffalo, which isn't the best necessarily, but then you got the Giants and Carolina, and I mean, I guess the Giants are kind of giving up booty to all positions, same with Carolina, but I know they have extremely, extremely weak run defenses. Running backs have been getting off. So I don't know. I guess it just depends on how bad you're hurting.
The 1972 Dolphins, they had two running backs that were phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Are they trying to bring back history here? Is that what they're doing?
Man.
You can do it.
Okay, who you got next?
We got Roshan going up against Denver. He's only 48% rostered, so I mean, a little bit of a drop from last week to this week. I mean, they just gave up 200 yards to A-Chain. They just gave up 80-something to Mostert. I mean, even like taking that aside, Denver's just been giving up a lot of booty to the running backs in general.
Yeah. Big booty.
Yeah.
Mile high booty.
So go do that. Okay, so this one is going to be a hot waiver wire ad for a lot of people. Jerick McKinnon, only 47% rostered. I don't think we can fall for this bait. Picking up Jerick McKinnon would be a luxury. He would not be a top priority for me like A-Chain or Roshan would be if I really needed a running back to pick up and start.
And I do like history. Tends to repeat itself. If I need running back, and this is the order I'm doing, right? The order we have it. McKinnon, if I get him, I'm okay with it because that's a stash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because history repeats itself, bro. 2 years in a row, when that weather starts to get cold for some reason, he comes out to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they got some good matchups after these. After the Jets, they got Minnesota, then they got Denver, then they got the Chargers, then they got Denver, and then they got Miami.
What?
They got a stretch of a shitload of games that could be very friendly to where Jerick McKinnon and Pacheco.
You need Pacheco and Jerick McKinnon.
And even potentially CEH, just depending on how they use it. Because they like throwing
really annoying.
They like throwing it to the running backs more than they like throwing it to Kadarius Toney. I'll tell you that much. Let's see. Who else we got? What'd you say?
What was that?
Tony.
I thought, okay, I heard you right.
All right, Jalen Warren. So we've been talking about this guy. He is not going to overtake Najee, but when you go up against the Houston Texans, multiple running backs can eat. And we talked about last week how Jalen Warren, he does have his nice little floor of targets. He had 6 targets in each of the first 2 games. He only had 4 against Vegas, but his workload should be safe against Houston. The problem with Warren is he's 56% rostered, so you might not have a chance to get him. He might not be
Most
available.
people that have him don't even have Najee.
Right.
They're just waiting. They're waiting. They're like, yes.
Come on, baby.
It's going to be Warren season.
Let's see. Elijah Mitchell. I mean, going up against Arizona, it just really depends on what kind of game script we think is going to happen here. He had like
handcuffery.
He had like 6 points last week and 11 attempts, and he's going to be the guy when CMC is when the Niners are just up in the game. CMC sits a fourth quarter. He'll be in there.
Love those games.
I'd say he's super low priority, but he is like a luxury pickup. Because why not? Why wouldn't you want the handcuff?
If I had CMC, I'm handcuffing him, bro.
Yeah, CMC's worth the insurance.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, now Zeke. He had his best game of the season. 9 points, 80 yards, 16 attempts.
That's crazy.
Had 1 reception for 7 yards. But he's going up against the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, revenge game. Pick him up. You know, Zeke might be floating around your league unless you have a Cowboy in that league. And he just has him on his bench.
Zeke is 43% rostered, so he is available.
That's what I'm saying.
Out there.
Everyone hates him except for that Cowboy fan in your league. We just holding on to him like, I'm telling y'all. We shouldn't even got rid of him. He's the one person he's mad because he don't have Tony Pasta. Trying to trade Zeke and all kind of other shit for Tony Pasta. He's like, no.
So this is just it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny if Zeke goes out there and does something against the boys. Let's see. Okay, so Matt Breida. I mean, we weren't really super sold on him last week.
Actually, they're playing the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt Breida's a great play.
Yeah, well, I mean,
if you're hurting,
he wasn't a great play last week, you know.
He to the end zone on a revenge game,
and it didn't really show in like the people picking him up off waivers. I mean, maybe he's like 5% roster, he jumps up to 29%, but he's still readily available in a lot of leagues, and they play on Monday Night Football, so you know you get to throw someone out there, and they got Miami next week as well. Barkley's supposed to miss those 3 games, right? So at least he has good matchups for the next 2 games that you could potentially roll him out for. He's got to be like one of the next guys behind the A-Chain and the Roshan because
you're going in order of percentage owned, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, because then I guess I will put him behind who's our third option there?
Well, we had Jerick McKinnon in the mix as well there, and
I'll probably claim him after Jerick McKinnon because Breida is just a rental too. You know what I mean?
But it is a week.
I needed someone to plug in there for real.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about. So you're so desperate that whoever you pick up, you got to play them.
Yeah, I'm definitely prioritizing different.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna chase those 2 touchdowns with Jerick McKinnon, but that schedule is hella nice too, where all of them can eat for real.
Yeah,
that could even hurt. That schedule might even hurt Patrick Mahomes, bro.
Nah, because he's throwing it to him.
I'm just. Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot a little tap is.
Gosh, come on.
They cannot rush it in there down there within the 5 for shit.
Yeah, it's like no point. Just tap it to him.
Just tap it.
Way greater percentage.
Shovel. Whatever the fuck they call it these days, the shovel pass.
Way greater percentage of running that thing in there. All right, let's see. Now let's jump over to Mr. Kendre Miller. First game back first game ever, right?
NFL debut.
Yeah. 9 attempts, 34 yards, only 1 reception, didn't even have any yards to go along with it. But if we're just talking about rushing, Kendre Miller rushed more. Tony Jones Jr., he did have more total touches because of the receptions.
And he'll be the number 2 to Alvin Kamara, Kendre Miller.
Yeah. Well, maybe. I mean,
and I'm pretty sure, there's a good possibility that when Alvin Kamara comes in, because he hadn't been practicing, obviously, because you're not allowed to
be
around the team when you're suspended. You're not allowed to use the facilities, nothing. So hopefully he's been keeping his shit together, because then even this week, it might be a real split here. Who do the Saints got? They got the Buccaneers. That's already a bad matchup. So maybe even Kamara just being sprinkled into some pass game work, I can see that. And they try to give Kendre their work on the ground initially. You know what I mean?
Man, I mean, I guess my whole thought about this whole backfield in general is Kamara. He is going to be the normal running back where he's getting the majority of the rush. That's what I feel there. And I feel like he will be sprinkled in to the pass game for sure, because you can't take that away from him. But like, it's outside of that. Do they use Kendre Miller to be like the backup running back, and do they use Tony Jones Jr. to be the backup scat back who's getting the receptions and shit?
Well, I mean, Carmichael, that's the offensive coordinator. He was the offensive assistant to Sean Payton all those years, so he pretty much just rips off his shit. So if you tell me that I'm for sure it's going to be a 2-back system no matter what, to some degree. Even when Jamal Williams comes back, it would be like them two, right? But if you tell me like there's going to be a third party, I wouldn't be fucking surprised, right? You know what I'm saying? Because look at what Sean Payton's doing over there in Denver. He's running three backs over there too. Like, it's just,
yeah. It's ugly.
If that's how they view Alvin Kamara at this point in his career, but see, you know what I mean? Yeah. I think I'm more on the side that's going to be like a 2-back system where it's like, you know what I mean? Kamara getting most of it, and then like certain situational would be like Kendre Miller. But that's like, maybe not this week, it's like the following week. I mean, Alvin Kamara better have like a phenomenal week of practice.
Yeah.
Because they'll, you know what I mean? We're going to be those things you got to pay attention to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Next guy on the list here. I mean, we're jumping down a little bit because we're starting to get amongst the boo-boo at the bottom. Rico Dowdle. I mean, if he's going to start getting more and more targets and, he's going to be out there catching touchdown passes, like, we'll have to get him on our radar.
I mean, same thing. That coach going to run 2 backs, right?
He only has 7 total touches. So, I mean, it's not like there was an insane amount of work.
I'm just saying. He's not going to just give 100% to one guy. How about that?
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be – I mean, it's crazy. It's going to be game script dependent. But for the first time when they're coming back, like when they're down, it was him who was, getting more of the not getting more, but who was getting in the mix for the pass-catching work. When they were winning in those other games, I mean, he had 6 attempts in week 1, no targets at all. 7 attempts in week 2, he had 1 reception. And then this game, they're playing from behind. I mean, the entire game, right? 4 attempts for 21 yards and then 3 targets, 3 receptions, 25 yards and a tug.
Mm-hmm.
Could do a lot worse. He's still low priority compared to everybody else. But you still got to do your due diligence if you need the running backs.
If you're in leagues with me, you will notice that I already have him because I went and picked him up that morning. Because you know what I'm saying? It's like, here's another thing too. It's like, that's a lottery ticket, right? If anything happens to Tony Pasta, you know what I'm saying?
Man, that guy who I helped make the trade yesterday, he said that shit got vetoed.
Of course it would.
Bullshit.
People hate. And you know what? Like, veto's beef. Fuck that shit.
And Cesar said, drop 2, Warren, Gainwell, Roshan, Algier. I don't know. Who you picking up? For A-Chain?
Roshan.
Yeah, you got to tell me who you're picking up because I don't really want to drop any of these guys. Right?
Yeah, but for the sake of it, I drop Gainwell and Warren. That's what I do.
Yeah. But yeah, who are you picking up? Because Warren was one of the guys who he said, pick him up.
Pick him up.
Especially for this matchup. Make COD great again. What up? He said, what up, fellas? 2-1. 18 PPR. Would you trade Higgins and Swift for Kelsey? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. Do it now. All right. Well, there's the end of our running back waiver wire. And make sure you guys subscribe to the podcast if you're watching, or subscribe if you're watching this on replay. Subscribe to the podcast, Fantasy Football Hustler. Check out all the other positional videos. And make sure you come back for our live streams. And let's get in to the wide receiver position. Let's go.
We're coming in hot. Bum.
What up? What up? Fantasy Football Hustler back at you.
What's happening? Bill Bogard check in full effect.
We're breaking down these waivers on a Tuesday. Make sure you check out all the positional videos. Smash that subscribe button if it's your first time here. Hit the notifications. And we're talking about the wide receivers that you can pick up and start here. And I mean, the first guy who I got to go with Adam Thielen right off the bat. We do hope that it is the Red Rocket, though, because he's going to be doing a little bit better with the Red Rocket than with Bryce Young. But this is 2 weeks in a row. 9 targets in week 2, 14 targets in week 3. They're looking for him. He's the clear-cut number 1 out there.
Oh, shit. My bad. Is that? I thought that was our alert for Bryce Young. I'm fucking with it, though.
He's going to be a top priority for me if you need wide receiver help. Now, who are you going to prioritize? We know the other low-hanging fruit here is going to be Josh Palmer and Quentin Johnston, both readily available in redraft.
Yeah, you lean in prioritizing?
Yeah, who you lean in one way or the other towards?
It's tough because the depth chart has Palmer
higher.
Yeah, and but they go 3 wide. It's almost like we should look at the 3 wide receiver set percentages, because then I think the bigger play guy is going to be Quentin Johnston, and then you know what I mean.
I mean, Quentin Johnston's playing,
and Josh Palmer will have a safer floor type shit. I think he'll be on the field more.
In the first 3 weeks, Quentin Johnston's playing 15 to 27%.
Yeah, because he's the third. He's the fourth.
Yeah. Josh Palmer has been playing 54 to 64% of the snaps.
Yeah, so he's going to jump up to 80, and Buddy's going to jump up to that 50. You know what I mean? Quentin Johnston's going to jump up to 50. So even just based on that, I'm prioritizing Palmer. There's a reason why he can beat out Palmer. I think this kid, he has the issue with the drops. Okay, here's the thing. In the offseason, there's more negative blurbs that came out of the Chargers camp and training camp and mini camp about him.
He only saw so many highlights of him catching the touchdowns from Herbert.
Yeah. And then once we got, then the drops became all the negative blurbs with the drops. You know what I mean? Or we're working on his drops. He has a dropping issue and this, and then this is what they feared from college and this and that, you know what I mean? Because he had the same issue there, and at least this is what I read, you know what I mean? So
yeah, and either way, Keenan is that dude over there. There's going to be a lot of targets to go around, but Keenan, I mean, his target market share is just it's through the roof right now.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, I'm with you on prioritizing Josh Palmer. That's who I'd prioritize over the 2. But you better put in a claim on both. Who the hell knows? Maybe maybe you don't get Josh Palmer, or maybe you do get Josh Palmer because someone else in your league is more on the QJ, hype. So just throw in claims on both.
Pick them up.
2-2. Honorable mention because he's 61% rostered, so he still might be available in your league. Just go check. He shouldn't be, but if he is,
pick him up. Big old Tooth Magoot.
Yeah, man. It is so wild. Is Romeo Dubs? How is he not over 60% rostered right now? He's only 42% rostered.
They probably angry cut him last week
after the ATL game for sure. For sure. And people think Watson's coming back and that's going to affect him maybe. And Detroit does have a good secondary. I mean, that is one thing. But then they're going up against Vegas after that. Then you got the bye week But then, I mean, it starts a stretch of Denver, Minnesota. Rams aren't great, but they're not horrible. Pitt, and then the Chargers. Like, so they after the bye, he's got like a crazy stretch
of like nice matchups. You're gonna start him.
Yeah, so go prioritize Romeo Dubs. He should be a high priority for sure, especially amongst like there's no A chain who's like available on wide receivers. You know, we talked about A chain in the running back episode. Damn, what Joe said he dropped Dubs. Damn, go pick him up.
Pick him up. Yeah, it was an angry cut, I'm sure.
Yeah, Jaden Reed, I mean, he's going to be another guy because we still don't know what's up with Christian Watson. He's only 21% rostered. I don't think that, I mean, he'd be a low priority for me, but I don't think I'm picking him up and starting him.
You know what sucks with Christian Watson? It's almost like how he started with his rookie year, right? Like he had missed a lot of the training camp to injury, right? Then he has to like kind of build rapport with Rodgers in real game time. And it took a while, right? But by the time it got to week 5, it was hitting. It's kind of similar right now, bro. He had no rapport with Jay Love right now, for real. You know what I mean?
What up, Ann Hardy said, hey, I think I remember y'all from last year, maybe. Well, make sure you follow, make sure you sub up. It's September on Twitch. Get that sub for 25% less.
Hey, there you are. I said, oh, yeah, do I know you? No, but you're there.
But there you are.
There you are.
Yeah. Appreciate the follow, homie. Appreciate the follow.
Appreciate it.
Okay, and you know what? I'm sorry. I was mistaken. Because we don't have an A chain in the wide receiver, but we do have a man who was drafted 69th overall in the NFL draft. 69. And this week he had a reception of 69 yards. One reception of 69 yards.
69, dudes.
In addition to his 145 total yards. 5 receptions on 7 targets. Tank Dell. He's got to be top priority for the wide receiver spots. 33% rostered, readily available. Way more readily available than Adam Thielen is in your leagues.
That's crazy. We told everybody to pick up Tank Dell last week too.
Yeah.
Like if somebody had dropped him, I was like, I'm sure somebody drafted him and dropped him. Go pick up Tank Dell.
Yeah. So hopefully you listened last week when he went up against Indy because he hit like a motherfucker, 10 targets, 7 receptions, 72 yards. Backed it up with a 5 for 145. So go pick him up.
Pick him up.
Let's see. Who else are going to be some hot names on the pickups here? I mean, I guess Sky Moore is 54% rostered. I don't like them this week, but it's after this week. They got Minnesota, then Denver, then the Chargers, then Denver again. I mean, it's just like, these insane matchups. But yeah. I don't know. I think I'm off.
He's not there with anything other than Kelsey.
I'm off.
Even the running backs are like, from week to week, it's like, come on, Pacheco.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's rough because they switch it up. They don't give a fuck about fantasy.
Yep. All right. This next guy. He's only 38% rostered. Pretty solid game last night. He's had 8 points in back-to-back weeks. Nothing crazy because he's been touchdowns. But the targets have been there. 8 targets in week 2, 9 targets in week 3. Talking about Tyler Boyd. And who they going up against next week? The Tennessee Titans. And who do you start against the Tennessee Titans?
All your receivers.
All your damn receivers. So
who they playing this week?
What?
Who's playing Tennessee? Bye.
The Bengals.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean, shit. Yeah, I mean, Tyler Boyd's a decent pickup. You know what I mean? They giving it up to slot receivers. They're giving it to the outside receivers. They're giving it to everybody. Tight ends, though, that's what's funny. But they don't even have a tight end to speak of with the Bengals anyway. So the third option gets targets.
And
how many targets did Tyler Boyd have last night?
9. He had 8 the week. He had 8 the week before.
See? Let's go.
Ed Hart said, would y'all trade Madison and Pacheco for Amari? But didn't you say you're hurting for running backs?
Might be multiple.
Or you're trading Amari away to get.
I got multiple leagues.
Yeah, let me know.
And I would move Amari for those 2 running backs if I needed running backs bad.
Peacock said A-Chain or Boyd in the flex. Ooh, crazy.
I probably chased the points.
Yeah.
You asking me now?
Yeah, don't ask me stuff like that on Tuesday. I don't give logical answers on Tuesday.
I know. I'm like, we're chasing the train, the A-Chain, man.
Yeah. Can Tyler Boyd rush for 200 yards? I think not. We're just going A-Chain.
And the more logical play is
Boyd. For sure.
You know what's crazy though too? It's like, hey, let's gash them up with Mostert. Oh, now they're all beat up. Now just obliterate him with the super fast little guy.
Mm-hmm.
And these big ones.
Here we go with another solid pickup. If you're diving a little bit, 27% rostered. They're going up against Chicago. Oh, yeah. I'm talking about Marvin Mims. 19 points 2 weeks ago, 15 points this last week.
Marvin Mims Jr., by the way.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I did.
Not to disrespect Marvin Mims Sr.
Yeah, I don't want to mix them up. And 3 receptions for 73 yards, but it was the big return touchdown that saved his day. But he's getting the yard. I mean, he's still getting the yards. We just need him to get more touchdowns. That's what it's all about. And what up, Austin? He said, Huss said just sold Mostert to get AJ Brown. There we go. He said got Kamara back. Aaron Jones coming off IR. What you think? Yeah, solid, man. I mean, that's selling high on Mostert for sure.
Yeah.
AJ looked good enough, right?
And AJ, I mean, like, you know, whoever has AJ is kind of like not really feeling it too. So as far as my man Steamboat would say, it's like those are things you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because even though we're far from the draft, you still can't help but be like, yep, I flipped Mostert. Like, I picked the Mostert out the waiver, or I got him on my last pick in the draft. Like, I got an AJ Brown. You do that every time.
Okay, so he said, I lost Chubb, but I still got Pollard, Kyren, Ford, Pacheco, Madison, Hunt, Roshan. Yeah, I'd put Madison in there for sure. I'd still try to keep Pacheco.
Yeah. Pacheco's about to have a nice stretch.
Ford. I'd maybe put Madison and Ford in there.
Yeah,
Ford. Sell that hype right now.
Mm-hmm. Sell high on Ford. You might even be able to be like, here's Ford and Hunt. Here's Ford and Hunt. Maybe you sell Ford and hold on to Hunt. That's the sneaky move.
Maybe if you can. All right, let's see. Who else do we got over here? I mean, that's pretty much like those are pretty much all the logical, you know, type of wide receivers you should be going after, like right now. Then we start getting into like the super weeds here.
If you dare.
Yeah, this is definitely if you dare territory.
Or if you're wounded, so you're desperate.
I almost don't even want to like recommend like anybody from these. Like it is
it's real ugly.
It's that ugly. Yeah, there's really like, I mean, are we really gonna, you know, do like a Rondell Moore or like something like that? I mean, that's the kind of
that's what I'm saying. If you dare, Rondell Moore's at the top of that one.
I know. Are we really gonna, you know, go out here and mention a Curtis Samuel? You know, because they're going up against the Eagles and they're probably gonna be down so far they're just gonna keep throwing it.
I'm just saying now. Offensive line is not any kind of good. That's why Curtis Samuel gets these little. He's basically like a scat back.
Yeah, this is if you dare territory for sure. Yeah. Calvin Austin. I mean, going up against Houston, he's not being taken away by like whoever like their top guy is. Obviously, I mean that's definitely if you dare territory. He's got to bust off a big one. Pause.
Yeah, and is Stingley going to be back for this game?
I'm not sure yet. It's still early in the week. KJ Osborne, he may be one of the best in if you dare territory because he keeps getting these touchdowns somehow. He's the guy who keeps going unaccounted for in the red zone. It is very, very ugly. So it's definitely if you dare. I think that's it. That's going to do it for the wide receivers. All right. If it's your first time here watching our replay, smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, turn on all the notifications, and make sure you go check out all the other waiver wire videos that dropped today on the channel. And we're going to jump into now. We're going to jump into a tight end. Pause. What up? What up? Fantasy Football Hustler back at you.
What's happening? Bogard Scott free in this thing.
Yeah, we got everybody's favorite position to talk about today. The good old tight ends. Who doesn't love a good old tight end? Am I right? Tight end is ugly. Like, this is like the wasteland that we really don't like talking about because you're either Kelsey, Hawkinson, George Kittle, Mandrews, or you're just like amongst all the other weeds like out there. Go check out the studs and duds for the week on the tight end so you can see some of the guys that we're talking about. Let's get into the weeds here. We're only talking 60% or less, and most guys are just rostered in over 60%. This is a guy who Bogard just loves to talk about, Mr. Jake Ferguson.
How come he's not the ownership's low, bro? What's going on, man?
41%
there.
He's 41% rostered. Going up against New England, matchup's not necessarily the greatest. He's got 7 targets in week 1, 4 in week 2, 7 in week 3, and he finally broke his patented 11 yards per game, little streak.
Let's go.
Ferguson.
Pick him up.
That's ugly. It's ugly. It's terrible, as Derek would say.
I'm just saying. It didn't say it was going to be pretty.
Oh, man. Gerald Everett. He's still available over here. He's only 31% rostered. It's like, who do you go with out of him and Parham? Because Parham gets 2 receptions for 4 yards, but they just happen to be touchdowns. And Gerald Everett gets 6 targets, 6 receptions, 30 yards. I mean, that's more of like a tight end, stat line that we're used to.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's going to be Gerald Everett and the fluky shit doesn't continue and they're playing the Raiders.
Yep. Pick him up.
Pick him up.
Where some fluky shit's been happening. It's from Mr. Luke Musgrave. And right now they're going up against the Detroit Tigers, Lions. They look like the Tigers out, fake Tigers. Man, Detroit's giving up like the most points to tight ends right now. If you're like scraping barrels and you're nervous about a tight end, would you have the balls to pick up Luke Musgrave and start him on a Thursday?
Yeah.
19% rostered. It's like probably it is the best matchup for any tight end this week.
Yep. I'll do it.
It's ugly. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do if you don't have Kelsey or one of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. I mean, Dalton Schultz, I think he's going to continue. Like, we're going to continue to mention him. I'm going to say no. Like, the matchup was there last week. He drops the touchdown. I don't even think he wants to score points for our fantasy team.
Yeah, I know. Fuck him. Way to drop the tug, you son of a bitch.
That is some bullshit right there. This is pretty much it. This is the last guy we're going to mention here. I mean, you should be able to grab one of these guys. Dawson Knox. It's crazy. Kincaid is rostered like an insane amount. He didn't have a good matchup this past week, but Washington, they're giving up I think second least amount of points to tight ends right now. So, I mean, the matchup just wasn't there to begin with. But now going up against Miami, and they're giving up the booty to the tight ends. I think it could be a Knox and Kincaid game over there. And Knox, you can actually go pick up off waivers. He's only 20% rostered. And that is it. That is it. We're done with offense. And appreciate you guys. Subscribe if it's your first time here. Smash that like button if it's your first time here. We're gonna do a little Q&A while we regroup for IDP. So here we go. All right. Let's take a little quick break from the waivers.
And grab something to drink. I got cotton on like a motherfucker.
All right, we got all our offense taken care of, and we still got to do the team defense and the kickers. We don't want to get fined by Tino. All right. All right. Let's smoke more. Let them know. Derek, hit that thumbs up for the 420 crew. We're going hard for you guys. 2 hours in. We already covered all the offense. And yeah. Let me see. I'll even put the I don't know if it necessarily like makes a difference putting in the timestamps like right now. But let's do it just in case. Then we get a jump start on the next. I'm putting in the timestamps. What I'm doing right now. Make sure that people can just jump from section to section very easily. All right. There we go. Mullany, what up? What up? So what up, 420? What's going down? Time to smoke. And then we're going to get into IDP waivers. Then we got team defense waivers. And then last and certainly least, we got the kicker waivers. All right, so smoke another bowl or two. And Tino said, oh, damn, did I miss kickers? You have to wait, Tino, all the way until the end, and you better be here for that. You son of a bitch. If we're going to do the kickers for you, you better be here for that. And 1 second, Mullany would Austin said, so do a Wolf of Wall Street moment. Bogey, sell me this Ferguson. And Joe said, I went through my whole league and my QB options are T-Law. What? Someone dropped for Andy Dalton. I mean, Andy Dalton shit all over T-Law's score this week, so it probably looked like a goddamn genius.
You're a goddamn genius. That's the most outstanding answer I've ever heard. You must have a goddamn IQ of 160. You are goddamn gifted.
Whoever made that move is definitely goddamn gifted for week 3. That is for sure. And Austin said Jamar Chase is back, baby. That's why we just don't sit guys like him. Peacock said sat A-Chain in 3 leagues and lost. Man, I think every league that I had A-Chain in, I did not play. Well, I know for sure every league I had him in, I did not play him. I think it's like 7 teams or something, 8 teams maybe. And I think there's like 1 or 2 that I won without playing him, but most of the other ones I lost.
Playing A-Chain?
Well, not playing him. And Mullany said, I need help. I got Mostert, Kyren, Jacobs, Ken Walker. I need to sit one of them. It's definitely not going to be Walker. I'm not sitting Mostert. Damn, it's come down to Kyren and Josh Jacobs. What? Who's the Raiders play again? The Chargers. Man, this is everybody's like get back game is like the Chargers. Even Madison. Madison was looking shit. But Kyren plays the Colts.
And you know what if it's who's gonna QB for the what's his name? For the Raiders.
It's true.
We don't know if he'll clear in time, right?
Yeah. I guess as of now, you're putting Jacobs on the bench. And make sure you come back. Don't take a Tuesday answer as a final answer.
Man. And who is it? Yeah, it'd be Kyron, who they playing the Colts, man. Shit. You gotta do that.
Oh man, that's some bullshit. Peacock said RB's under 5 yards per opportunity. That's carries plus targets. Take away the targets because Najee shouldn't be in this. And but it is Najee, one of them. Josh Kelly, Miles Sanders, Josh Jacobs, Tony Jones. Peacock put Calvin Cook, so I think that's Dalvin Cook's estranged brother, and AJ Dillon. It's ugly.
And it's so that's for what qualifies how many attempts, or is this just from last week?
20 plus targets plus carries.
Okay. Wow, they all did shit, but at least they got volume.
Yeah,
that's what that shows me.
Exactly.
Sometimes the volume plays, and you know what I mean. But see, that's what's crazy though, is because like okay, Peacock will tell you it's the Lamar Miller effect. You know
and hold on real quick. And Mullany, you don't have to sell us on who like who you should play. You got to sell yourself on that. He said he averages 16.5 against the Chargers. I also said don't take a Tuesday answer as a final answer.
Yeah, I mean, like, because also too, like, if you were to tell me it's not Jimmy G, my natural inkling is to say they're gonna lean on Josh Jacobs. But what's crazy is that they haven't been like giving him work until maybe against the game against. He got the most touches this last game against the Steelers than he has all year combined.
I mean, and I think it's kind of raised each week.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just ramping up.
It's like football shit for sure. I mean, if he was trying to get his contract, quote unquote, his extension. He got to restructure. It was the same shit. He got like $1 million, but see, look at that, for $1 million more, bro. I'm doing that shit too. Fuck it.
Why not, right?
I mean, he's gonna go out, but he's putting out poor tape out there. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna smoke another bowl, and then we're gonna get into the IDPs. And you guys better get your notepads ready because we're definitely gonna be getting guys who are put on.
Did she say it was PPR? Because even then, man, they hadn't even been throwing in the ball.
Yeah. I just always assume PPR unless they tell us different.
I mean, I guess they're getting close to doing Josh Jacobs things after that Steelers game. I say that.
Yeah,
they're really good. And more than likely,
it's the Chargers. Like that's even why I said right off the bat, like, it's just the matchup is better for Kyren. I mean, the Colts they're really bad. Like, look at what Zach Moss just did to the Colts. Like, I mean, come on,
Zach Moss is on the Colts.
I mean, who the hell was on the other side? Or actually, no, the Colts didn't do. I don't know why I'm thinking.
What did Gus Edwards do?
Well, he got hurt. He got hurt. He had like 8 points in like a quarter and a half.
I mean, what's the call? ETN ran all over him. That was week 1.
Let's go see where they are. Just about like giving up. Just
it
like
might be
to running backs.
It might be Fugazi wherever they're at though, because they haven't really played anyone since. Who they played ETN.
So one, I mean, ETN they gave up the booty. Pierce they gave up nothing, and then yesterday or Sunday was kind of middle of the road. They gave up the 14th least points to running backs, but that's a combination of like multiple guys.
And it was an ugly game. Like it was like a back and forth affair.
Yeah,
and it was.
See, Gus Edwards was killing it when he was in there. It was 11 for 51, but then he gets hurt, and
and then Lamar ran a little bit too.
Well,
ran the tugs, right?
I mean, you say a little bit. He was 14 for 101. I mean, he ran all over.
Oh shit! I didn't know. My bad. I don't have any Lamar, so I didn't know. That's where all the rushing went. I mean, shit, they're giving it up. They're giving it up.
I mean, even Melvin Gordon, 10 for 32. I mean, that's 3.2 yards per carry off. You know, it's Melvin Gordon. Like he's coming off the practice squad. Like we don't expect Melvin Gordon to get much more than 3.3, yards a carry. That's like his career average, but he still hit his career average right there.
Lamar had the 2 tugs too, right?
Hell yeah. And both of them, I believe, were 10+ yard runs on those.
Yeah, see, I remember those.
Yeah.
But that's what's red.
100 total. He cracked it.
I want to go back and Watch a condensed version of that game because they went into overtime too.
Derek said Gus Edwards always hurt. The usual suspects been getting hurt left and right. You ain't lying. And yeah, so yeah, and that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I don't know why. Funny, I'm thinking about against the Colts, and I'm thinking of Zach Moss.
Yeah, but they got but you was right though. I mean, they gave up hella booty to the Ravens.
Yeah,
just in period as a team on the ground, still the same shit.
Yeah, see, it end up count. I mean, that ends up counting as like points for the QB though for him rushing. I mean, just the way.
Yeah, because if you're looking at the way the breakdown for the running backs, or them against running backs specifically, yeah,
and it's pretty much start everybody against the Colts right now. I mean, they're middle of the road in running backs because of the Dameon Pierce game. Like that's you take that game away. I mean, they're not. They don't look as good on paper, and yeah, giving up booty every single week to the QBs. So I think this is going to be a huge Stafford week. I mean, T-Law, he hasn't had any good games except for the Colts. Stroud had a really good game against the Colts, and then Lamar, I mean, he boo-booed all over the place. So,
yep.
All right.
Boo-booed.
All right, here we go. One more bowl, or actually we'll save this when we start this. All right, let me mark down the time.
But it wasn't enough, though, was it?
No, it was not enough.
No.
Doesn't really matter.
We kind of need that. If you have Lamar, you need more negative game scripts for Lamar.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Because they don't have a running back to eat the clock up neither with.
No.
I mean, even Melvin Gordon down 10 for 30. So he's doing the same thing. That's what's funny.
Yeah.
He's 3 yards a carry.
Mm-hmm.
Melvin Gordon things.
Stand up and take a bow. Super Bowl champ, Melvin Gordon.
Practice squad. They got like a smaller ring, right?
He was active for the game.
Was he?
Yeah.
No fucking way. That was like Rojo. I don't believe it.
Wasn't he? No, maybe he was on the practice squad. Yeah, maybe it was Rojo. I am thinking about here. All right. We're getting in to the DLs. Here we go. IDP life. Let's get it. What up? What up? Fantasy Football Hustler back at you.
Bill Bogard is checking full effect. What's happening?
Yeah, we got another IDP video for you IDP freaks out there. If it's your first time here watching, smash that subscribe button. So, not every IDP league is created equal, and we know that. So, when we're talking about percentages, we're usually talking about guys who are 25, really, we're even going to drop it to 20% or less for these redraft leagues, because I know there's some redraft leagues where it's like, maybe it's like you got just a couple players and the top guys are available. But then for the guys like us who play in the deep leagues, you start 9 IDP guys, we know what kind of guys will be available and not available. Let's jump into it. We got to start off with someone who's still readily available. And I mean, first game he killed it. Second game he cools off. So maybe he's, just dropped like crazy. But then he goes crazy again versus Washington. Now they got Miami. Not the best matchup, but I'm talking about Leonard Floyd of the Buffalo Bills. Only 2% rostered.
Oh, my guy.
2%. He's got 3.5 sacks on the season in 3 games.
Shout out to my guy, Lenny.
And how about someone else who I know Bogey loves? Samson. I want to talk to Samson.
Ebicam. Samson.
There we go. Sack in each of the last 2 games. 11 points in week 2. 19 in week 3. I'm doing this on Yahoo, so they don't have the QB hits in there. So if you're watching on Sleeper, points may vary because of the QB hits. He's got a sweetheart of a schedule as far as like for DLs. He's got the Rams coming up this week. I mean, we saw how many sacks to the ass Stafford was taking. They got Tennessee. Tannehill is like taking all the sacks to the ass. And then they got T-Law coming up 3 weeks after that. Their line is in absolute shambles right now. So if you don't have a DeForest Buckner, if you don't have a Kwity Paye, someone like that, better go talk to Samson.
And here's the thing too, man. He been doing that when he was with my Niners. That's why, like, he played so well. We couldn't pay him. It was like, you gotta go, man. Like, sorry, we had too many other people to pay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, he was like the next tier down guy. You know what I mean? But he was great being opposite of Bosa, and he's over here just doing his thing by himself. Basically, I guess Pay's on you. That Pay's the one they pay and Buckner get all the attention.
Yeah, I mean, Quiddy Pay, he threw down 16 points this week. I mean, this is his best year so far for like fantasy. I mean, I guess he's an honorable mention, and they got him at 25% rostered over here. Is probably not available if you're running like 2 DLs at least. But if Quiddy Pay is available, yes, go pick him up as well, because he has the exact same schedule that I just read off for Samson, because they're on the same team, and a lot of money.
Hey, look at it. He has a sack in every game. Samson, right?
No, he has a sack in each of the last 2. It's Quiddy Pay. Quiddy Pay's got a sack in each game so far.
Okay, that's who it was. Okay, yeah. That's a nasty little tandem right there.
Yeah.
Key tandem.
Man, you know what's crazy is Trey Hendrickson is only rostered in 8% of leagues. I mean, he did solid in week 1, 14 points, but I guess he has an off week versus Baltimore. Killed it last night on Monday Night Football. So, you know, if you play an IDP league where you play 1 or 2 DLs, you know, Trey Hendrickson might be on the map for the waivers. They go up against Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans. Major booty given up in that category. And then you got Arizona after that. So he's got 2 sweetheart matchups coming up here. Honorable mention, Sam Hubbard, 20% rostered, so he may not be available, but kind of the same story as Hendrickson. Good week 1, not so good week 2, and then really, really good week 3, and then 2 sweetheart games coming up. Let's see. How about a deep dive on Ed Oliver? I mean, this is someone we've been talking about for a little while. Week 1, pretty good, 12 points. Week 2, not so good, 6 points, but then 17 points against Washington. Not the best matchup against Miami, but he's got Jacksonville, then the Giants, then New England after that. Tua's just not been taking any sacks, really. They've been giving up the ball, getting rid of it. So Ed Oliver might not be a pickup this week, but you better get him on your radar for the next 3 weeks after that. Let's see who else we got here. So I don't know who Daquan Jones is, but he's interior defensive lineman on the Buffalo Bills. He threw down 16 points against Washington. Definitely an outlier game.
Yeah, everybody eats on Washington.
Yeah, something to monitor, though. Something to monitor. Oh, man, I can't believe Danico Autry isn't more than 5% rostered. This dude has been killing it the entire season. 19 points in week 1, 13 in week 2, 14 in week 3. He's got at least 1 sack in every single game so far. Flying under the radar like crazy. Go pick him up.
Pick him up!
Kenny Clark. He's someone who I'm usually not excited to be playing the interior guys for the Packers, but he's had at least a half a sack in each game so far. 8 points in week 1, 10 in week 2, 14 in week 3. I mean, he's trending in the right direction. That's for sure.
He was noisy as fucking 2021. It's crazy because then he kind of just disappeared. I don't know, maybe it was injuries or something last year.
Yeah,
I don't know, but yeah, he was showing up.
Yeah.
Before.
So there's a handful of guys that should be readily available in a lot of these leagues here. Let's see if there's anybody else who to mention. Maybe Jaron Reed for the Seattle Seahawks. Yeah. I mean, huge game this past week, sack and a half. Outlier game for him, 8 points in week 1, 6 in week 2, 25 in week 3. I know they've had some injuries over there, so maybe let's see if he had a little uptick in snaps. But
yeah, that DN that they brought in free agency, he got hurt.
Yeah, so it's weird. He's actually been declining in snaps each of the first 3 weeks. But it's weird because almost all of their defensive ends have been declining in snaps, except for Miles Adams. I think that's why everyone's been declining in snaps. It looked like it was like a 3-man rotation at the beginning for their DBs, and now Miles Adams is 27, at least last week 27%.
He's solidified himself as an anchor on one of the sides.
Yeah, and maybe Jaron Reed, it's more for the schedule than anything on why he'd be a speculative ad. But yeah, he's just someone who's readily available. He's only in 2% of rostered in 2% of leagues. Well, there we go. That is your DL waiver wire video for the week. Make sure you watch all the positional ways. Subscribe if you're watching this on replay. Hit that like button and go subscribe to the Fantasy Football Hustler podcast on Apple and on Spotify. And now we're going to get into our favorite position for the defensive guys, and we're going with the LBs. Let's get it. What up, Fantasy Football Hustler, back at you.
What's happening? Bill Bogard check in full effect.
Let's jump in. We got the IDP waivers. And Crispy, he said, where's the funk at? Oh, man.
Oh, man, what? You want the funk? You got to have that funk. Get him with the get down.
Let's get it. So if it's your first time here, you're watching us on replay, smash that subscribe button. Go ahead and do that. And we're jumping into the waivers for the linebackers. And I'll let Bogey shout out the guy who scored the most for the linebackers here, because Bogey's been talking about him for a minute. And he's only 2% rostered, middle linebacker on the Buffalo Bills.
Man, come on, man. It's my man, Terrell Bernard, bruh. Come on. This is a Bogey special right here. I've been housing this kid in Dynasty for a couple years now, for a year now. Just waiting for him. Just waiting for all the old guys to get up out the way. AJ Kleins and all them. Decline all of them, motherfuckers. Motherfucker Terrell Bernard. It's his time. He's going crazy, bro. In every facet. You know what I mean?
These are the points on Yahoo. So if you play on Sleeper, you know, there's definitely some QB hits mixed in. 15 points in week 1, 18 week 2, 38 week 3 to lead all linebacker scoring.
Yeah, I'm not going to get my Terrell Bernard in Yahoo. I should have been holding on him. That one Yahoo league is stupid. Trust me.
So one thing that I like to see here on Yahoo is because we only talk about guys who are 20% rostered or less, but it is cool to see Foy Olakun 96% rostered, Roquan Smith 96% rostered, Zaire Franklin 91% rostered. So that means out of all these Yahoo leagues, I think 96 is up there. That means 96% of the leagues on Yahoo have IDP like in the mix. So that means there's only 4% of idiots out there who aren't including IDP in their leagues. That's it. And that's got to be a huge 4%. I'm sure it is.
I think the way I view the numbers though is that like he's owned in 90%. There's 96% ownership in the leagues that have IDP.
They're one. See, the way that I'm almost positive that this works. Okay. They are 100% rostered. The 96% guys, 100% rostered in all of IDP leagues.
Oh yeah. I thought you meant like in all the Yahoo leagues, like total.
Yes, this is
one of them play IDP. I'm so high.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that is what I'm saying.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's 96% rostered. So yeah, that's what that means. Out of all the Yahoo leagues that are in existence, he's rostered in 96% of them.
Tight.
Yeah, so that means there's only 4% of you crazy assholes that are excluding IDP. Because there's going to be
play 1 or 2 or 3. You're right.
Well, yeah, there's going to be. I'm sure the most popular way of playing IDP is 1 or 2 spots, but that's why it's like guys like Foy Olakun, Roquan. Those are the guys who are the top dogs. You know, they're 100% rostered in IDP leagues, 96 in total Yahoo leagues. So no matter what. I mean, these numbers don't lie. IDP is on the move. And even if it's people who play in IDP leagues with one spot, and that's it, because I'm sure a big percentage of those are one spot. Still means they're playing. There we go. And that's my rant. And that's my rant for how IDP is growing and growing. Now let's jump back in. Kaiser White. Been talking about this guy. I mean, week after week after week after week. And he is 5% rostered right now. If you play in an IDP league where you start more than 2 or 3 IDP guys, like Kaiser White should be in the mix. 15 points week 1, 19 in week 2, 32 in week 3. Come on. And Da Vinci said IDP is the best way. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Da Vinci knows.
Yeah. You already know.
All right. Levante David, he's only rostered in 12% of leagues. We don't have to spend much time on him. Week 1, great with 16 points. Week 2, not so great versus Chicago. Week 3, 29 points. Mixed in a big old sack as well. All right. Bogey, do you have any thoughts on Kenneth Murray Jr.?
I mean, when you gotta get the bag, bro, you're gonna show out. You know what I mean?
The 2 games that Eric Kendricks has missed, he's thrown down 23 points and 27 points. He got the pick at the end of the game against Minnesota.
He's getting the dummy ass tackles, and he got, he got the pick on top, add some sauce to it. Them 10 solos is where it's at, though. You know what I mean? That's paper right there. Solos, obviously.
We got 8. He got 8 this week, but still 9 total tackles, 8 solos, and the interception, like, to mix in.
Yeah, come on, give me money.
Yeah. So Ken Murray, I think that he's startable until Eric Kendricks comes back, because when Eric Kendricks was out there, I mean, he was just handling biz week 1. But yeah, Ken Murray, he's got to be someone who you pick up and potentially start if there's no Eric Kendricks. All right. Blake Cashman. We got to mention Blake Cashman, but I'm going to say do not, especially do not pick him up and start. But, like, let's see how much he ran as far as, like, percentages.
I mean, I ain't never heard of him till you made he had that pick or whatever it was.
He's been around. He used to be on the Jets, and then he was like on Minnesota, and he's just back up. And the only reason he played this week is because Perryman was out. That was it. And he was in a 3-man rotation. Man, you know what's dope? Take a guess. Who has taken the most linebacker snaps for the Houston Texans?
Come on, man. It's my man, H2O.
Hell yeah. And
Watu.
And of course, that is because of Denzel Perryman getting injured. Because if Denzel Perryman played, he would have more snaps because he was like 95 to 100% guy. But as of right now, Henry H2O has
water
more sacks than anybody out there. And let's see, how many points did he?
Like 19.
Yeah, 19. I mean, he is readily available if you play in a league where you play a couple of tight ends. Maybe you got a flex, in there. I mean, he's dynasty. If you play in a dynasty league and he's still available, like, I don't know what's going on through dynasty, but go pick him up.
Pick him up.
Mm-hmm. I got a bunch of Henry Tuatus and fucking Terrell Bernards. I've loved busting. I had Terrell Bernard in the taxi for since last year, and some of them joined me.
Atu's about to get he's about to get the glass cracked and get out the taxi squads and get up in there. It's time to play, kid.
Right, you're looking good out there, kid.
And we know that that D'Amico fucking loves them. And seeing where was he drafted? Was he 3rd round?
I think so, right? Help me out here. I don't think he was a 3rd rounder. Was it a 2nd round?
Nah, he definitely wasn't a 2nd rounder.
My first inkling was fucking 3rd round because I remember
167th, 5th rounder, 5th.
Damn,
hit. That's a big hit right there for them. Big hit.
Hell yeah! I mean, this is a Bama kid, right?
Yeah, and I mean, he was one of the guys. I mean, shit, I can't remember even where I had him amongst the linebackers, but I know it was somewhere.
I'll be right back.
Yep, I know it was somewhere in the top 5. for the rookies, and then he goes to like literally like the best spot that you could go to. All right, let's see who else we got over here. Chris Barnes, so the other guy, the other linebacker for the Arizona Cardinals. He got hurt though. We're gonna have to monitor. We're gonna have to monitor him. Man, crazy. Ernest Jones. Man, like how is Ernest Jones only 10% rostered? He's the inside linebacker for the Rams. Got 20 points yesterday. He's got no less than 15 points on the season. Come on, guys. If Ernest Jones is there, go pick him up.
Pick him up.
How about Cody Barton? Only 6% rostered. 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago in week 1, he had 8 points, then 17, then 20. Then they play the Eagles, Chicago, Atlanta, a whole bunch of running teams right back to back. You better go pick up Cody Barton.
Pick him up.
Great schedule. And then crazy, same thing for Jamin Davis. He's been doing real solid. 11 in week 1, 14 in week 2, 20 in week 3, and then he's got that same sweetheart of a schedule as Cody Barton does.
Pick him up.
Pick him up. Derek said Cody Barton, my guy. He's been beasting. Let's see. We mentioned a bunch of guys here. Is there anybody else worth mentioning? If Jordan Brooks is somehow available, like if you play in a league where Jordan Brooks is somehow available because he's only 18% rostered, we like to talk 20% or less. If Jordan Brooks is available, please go pick him up.
Pick him up.
He tore his ACL in week 16, and so far he's at 18 points in week 1, 17 points in week 2, 18 points in week 3, and this is without the QB hits. And he has 32 tackles so far. 32 tackles. Let's see. He's on pace for 181 total tackles. Let's see. How many solos is he on pace for? He's on pace for 91 solo tackles. This is after a torn ACL, everybody. This guy is about to set some records right here. And let's see who else. I think that might be it for guys that we are going to be mentioning. I mean, Pete Warner, he's only 9% rostered. If he's somehow available, go pick him up.
Pick him up.
Crazy Quincy Williams, only 14% rostered. If he's available, go pick him up.
Pick him up.
Man, this is crazy. So as long as Eric Kendricks is out, if you play in a deeper league, Nick Neiman is the guy to go get. Nick Neiman. Okay? Pick him up.
Pick him up.
That's only if Eric Kendricks is out, because he's the guy who stepped up. 13 points last week, 16 points this week. And what up, Young Star on Twitch? We'll get to you in a second, homie. Let's see. Caden Ellis. I mean, he's only 6% rostered still.
Pick him up.
We've been talking about him all off season, how he's just going into a system that's like tailor-made for him. 15 points week 1, 19 week 2, 16 week 3. Caden Ellis. And I think that might be it. Let's see. Jack Campbell. Probably don't have to go pick him up in redraft just yet. He's got a bad schedule coming up. But every game he's risen. 6 points week 1, 10 week 2, 16 week 3. It might be getting to the point where we're going to be very close to starting him.
Mm-hmm. I played him in an anal zone in a couple spots.
Yeah, see, the problem with Campbell is, I mean, this week he played more snaps than all the other weeks, but still only 57% of snaps. Derek Barnes is the guy who's playing more than him. Mm-hmm. But Rodrigo, for everyone who's been housing Rodrigo, he's only playing like 20 to 30% of the snaps. So he's the odd man out.
He's so 2022.
Yeah. So 2008. So 2000 and late. All right, let's see. Oh, all right. Got to mention this guy. He's only available at the linebacker spot in Yahoo, but sleeper. the DL. Tuli Topolotu, sack in each of the last 2 games. He's been getting more snaps than Joey Bosa. I know Bosa's hurt, but he's been the guy. 17 points last week, 15 points this past week here. He's been killing it.
The Thule.
He's the man. He's the man.
He's got
And
guns.
as long as Nick Bolton is out, Drew Tranquil should be in for you. He got 15 points this last week. But soon as Nick Bolton comes back, Drew Tranquil is back on the bench. Unless Willie Gay is banged up to where he stays out of the game. Pretty much if Nick Bolton or Willie Gay miss a game, fire up Drew Tranquil. If both of them are playing, Tranquil needs to be on the bench. All right. That's going to wrap it up for the linebackers here. Make sure if it's your first time here, smash that subscribe button. Go check out all the other positional videos, offense and IDP and DST for you guys who are crazy who play with the team defense. Go subscribe to the Fantasy Football Hustler podcast. We got one more position for IDP. Let's break down the DBs.
Let's do it.
What up? What up? Fantasy Football Hustler back at you.
Bogard Scott freaking high as a motherfucker.
Let's go. Every Tuesday morning, we're breaking down the waivers. If it's your first time here watching this on replay, smash subscribe, hit the like button. We're talking DBs. Let's get down to biz. So Kyle Hamilton, I mean, he just absolutely destroyed the game. So we got to throw him on the map. 13% rostered. That's more than I thought he would be rostered, but he does have the name value over there. 7 solos, 3 sacks, though. Like, man, 42 total points. Insane. 13% rostered.
Pick him up.
Brian Branch. Glad we get to mention him again. We mentioned him after week 1. He's only 3% rostered right now. So maybe even in some dynasty, some shallow IDP dynasty, maybe he's even out there. 11 solo tackles for the kid. I mean, that's in addition to everything else he did. Everything else matters, but 11 solo tackles is huge.
And
up.
he's like a little fucker that hits dummy ass hard.
Hell yeah. And the safeties always eat for the Lions. So that's one of those things. Him and Tracy Walker are both going to be getting like crazy amounts of tackles.
Yeah.
So yeah, Brian Branch.
Pick him up.
All right. Devon Witherspoon or Devon Witherspoon. Not sure which one he goes by. He is getting, I mean, crazy amount of tackles so far. Reek Woolen is out, and the corners just always end up getting a lot of tackles for the Seahawks. And he had 8 solos this past week and 3 assisted tackles. 10 points 2 weeks ago. That was his coming out game. Last week, or this past week, 25 points. I think we can expect a lot of that. A lot of tackles from the kid. Let's see. So these are guys. Here's a couple guys who are just 0% like rostered. So we're like deep diving here. But Levi Wallace for the Steelers, he's just been getting a lot of tackles. Like, I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Steeler cornerbacks, like, going to get a lot of tackles. Kendall Fuller, we're going to be chasing a big INT. I don't think I want to chase that, but he's someone who's going to be at the top of, players scored last week. Byron Murphy, kind of the tale of two different players here, because week 1 and 2, like, teams are just kind of avoiding him, like they're not throwing at him at all. He got like a couple, but Herbert didn't give a fuck. He was going at Keenan Allen the whole day, and Byron Murphy got 9 solos out there because he was covering Keenan.
How many receptions did Keenan have?
Fuck, like what? Like 18? Sure, some shit like that.
15?
Let me see. I swore it was 18.
I think you might be right, actually.
Yeah, he was 18 for 20, 215 yards. Byron Murphy got roasted, man. He got roasted.
He got roasted for half. He only got him for half of them. He stopped him for half of them.
And maybe those were the half that he was covering him. Maybe he didn't shadow him, so maybe that was just the times when he was on his side of the field. But either way, Byron Murphy, a lot of tackles can come his way depending on what team he's going up against. Carolina, I mean, they had Adam Thielen lined up a lot on the right, so maybe that's something that you can go off of. Let's see who else we got over here. Brandon Stevens, talked about him in week 1 because he had 20 points. He didn't really do that good in week 2, but 25 points last week. Going up against the Browns this week. I think that's a good matchup to exploit if you really need a DB to pick up start. Reed Blankenship has been hella solid. I mean, except the game he didn't play, right? In week 2. Going up against Washington in week 4. I mean, you got to deploy every IDP player that you can against Washington right now. So Reed Blankenship, definitely pick him up and start him. Only 4% rostered.
Pick him up.
Let's see who else we got here. That might be it. I mean, there's a lot of smash plays that we just mentioned. Oh, how about this guy? Mentioned him yesterday, and we were talking. Kytrell Clark, 24 points this past week, 8 solos. Going up against San Fran might not be the best matchup this week, depending on who he's covering. But he's opposite of damn it, what's the other corner who plays over there? Hold up. Totally spacing because Murphy used to play over there. Marco Wilson, that's his name. There we go. He plays opposite of Marco Wilson, who does get a little bit of respect over there.
Is what's the status on Troy Anderson? Oh my bad, we're in the middle of a show.
Yeah, we don't know. We have nothing yet on him.
Yeah, because Caden Ellis. I was like, yeah, that's right. Caden Ellis is gonna go crazy now, even more, I should say.
Shout out to our man Frank. What up?
What up, Frank?
Everyone who has some questions, we're going to get to that right after this DB segment. We're going to do a little Q&A before we jump into the last 2 segments. So everybody who has a question, just go ahead and hang on to those for a sec. All right, let's see. Who else? Well, you know what? Dax Hill's got to be an honorable mention. He's 20% rostered. If he's somehow available in the league that you play in, go pick him up and play him.
Pick him up.
He has had 20 points or more in every single game so far. And let's see. And how about this will be the last guy that we mentioned. We mentioned a lot of guys who are 0% rostered, so they should be available in a lot of these leagues. This is Rudy Ford, the safety for the Green Bay Packers. 12 points in week 2, 19 in week 3, 5 solos last week, 6 solos this week. So he's getting a shitload of tackles. Going up against Detroit. All right. Well, there you have it. There's the end of the IDP videos. Make sure you go back and watch the DL and the LB. Make sure you go watch all the offensive videos as well. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and like button. Make sure you tune into the live streams. Make sure you go follow and subscribe to the Fantasy Football Hustler podcast on Apple and on Spotify. Now we're going to get into a Q&A before our last couple segments here. All right. Knocked it out.
Bong.
All right. We still got 2 more segments here, but we got some questions. Let's see. Our man Frank, what up? He said, give me all top 5 waiver wire ads, top 5 offense, and then top 5 IDP. All right. For someone like Frank, the Gold Star Patreon member that he is, we're going to do it. So top 5 offense. I mean, for sure, A-Chain. That'd be 1. Tank Dell, 2.
Yep.
I'm going to throw Thielen in there at number 3.
And I'm going to throw the Palmer, Quinn Johnston somewhere in there after that.
We'll just combo them because that'll be 4 or 5 there. Damn, who would the other one be? Stafford or Russ. So those would be like the top
QBs.
Yeah, both teams are going up against Chicago and Indy, giving up crazy.
Also, just do a sweep for other guys that like maybe like they might have been missed, like just for some reason, like the Gerald Fords and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm like Kendra Millers, guys that just I mean, food might have missed from last week.
And we'll give you the top IDP.
To Atwell, if for some reason he's still floating around.
Yeah. And we'll give you the top IDPs in a second. Chaotic said in the standings where it says PF and PA, it's points for and points against.
Yep. Correct.
Points for and points against. And Tino said, don't forget the most viral segment, the kickers.
I'm saving the ass for last.
Yeah, man. That's how it works. That's how it
I
works.
like saving the best for last. No one's gonna be, they're done. They're on kickers now. Click. Yeah.
That's like literally a 2-minute video. That's like while we're wrapping everything up, just gets mixed in. And then okay, the top IDP ads. Let me see, because I already forgot. Funny how we did the IDP.
Tino got us doing a fucking kicker video every week so he can laugh.
Tino, you better fucking comment in every goddamn video.
He's gonna do it.
Brian Branch. I mean, Brian Branch definitely needs to be at the top of this. Kaiser White and Terrell Bernard. Like, fuck, if they're available, like those are like the top ads right there. Terrell Bernard for sure.
Mm.
And then
I like the Henry 2 out 2 out 2 ad.
Yeah, that's huge.
It's about what's
I like
crazy?
the Samson. I like the Samson or Quiddy Pay ads as well. The sweetheart of a schedule and Trey Hendrickson as well.
Mm-hmm. I probably take Trey Henderson over those two just because like I feel like they're gonna have that offense humming eventually, bro. And then they're gonna be able to tee off all day, just like they did last night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need to play with leads and then be able to tee off with him and Hubbard all day. Just, even if they're not hitting home, they're disrupting everything. You know what I mean? Massively.
So that's more than 5 on the IDP, but those would be the guys who for sure like heavily targeting and readily available in all these leagues.
And we just actually smacked through all those positional videos. They'll be all up there for you to, for you to check out, Frank.
And let me see. I'm I put in the timestamps already for the offense.
Yeah.
Let me put in the timestamps for the IDP just in case.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go. I gotta make this quick little text real quick.
All right, and then we got two more segments. We got the Team D and we got the fucking kickers. All right. Nice. Big said took Brian Branch and so many best balls. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. And he's been so damn good so far. And I think there's more good stuff to come. Pause. Oh man. Let's see. Who else asked a question here? Oh, yeah, Young Star. You still with us, Young Star? Give me a little thumbs up. He said best RB to pair with Saquon when he comes back. Jahmyr Gibbs or Rachaad White. I mean, it's going to be Gibbs. Like, Rachaad White's going to be very, very fluky. Very, very fluky. And let's see. Peacock said both the Houston Texans wide receivers, Tank Dell and Nico, both top 20 wide receivers in fantasy right now. Yeah, there we go. Do what you want with that info. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Frank agrees with you. On the Stroud. PJ said, what percentage of my budget for Palmer as a Williams owner? Sup, dudes? Gonna say 20 to 25% on Palmer. He should be, I mean, besides Tank Dell, he should be like top priority. Is that it? Oh, Tino's laughing. Yeah, you better give a salute. And what up, Z? He said kind of got cut off on this question yesterday. Would you trade Waddle and Swift for Justin Jefferson? Pretty sure I said yeah. So wide receiver room would be Jefferson, Kupp, Devonta, Hollywood. Yeah, dude, do that. I know that Swift has killed it 2 games in a row, but we are talking Justin Jefferson, and I feel like, you know, Justin Jefferson is always potentially going to be a league winner. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, it's Justin Jefferson, man. It's Justin Jefferson. All right, we'll give Bogey another minute. And we got the defense and special teams, and of course, everybody's favorite, the kicker. And PJ said, thanks. Does that change if none of the other popular ads are available? I was thinking like 40%. Oh, well, I mean, I guess I don't know how much you have, and I don't know how much people would be like, if you're trying to like extra lock them in, you know, and like secure it more, like, yeah, I mean, throw 50%, you know, because especially like losing Mike Williams, you just lost a starter. But still should be trying to, like, I don't have Palmer as like my top priority out of all these guys necessarily. You know, there's a couple other guys who I would have above him, you know, like a Tank Dell. I'd probably even put Adam Thielen like above Palmer as well. But then Palmer would be, you know, you'd be right up in that mix as well. So it really just depends on how much you have, how much you really need Palmer or Tank Dell or any of those guys. But yeah, I mean, I'd be willing to put up to 50%. I mean, this is the time when we know Mike Williams is out for the whole year. So, you know, I mean, throw extra at him. Yeah. I guess me saying 20 to 25 is probably is conservative for sure. But I guess I don't know how much you have. That's why I hate the percentages on Fab. And Z said, thanks, bro. Hell yeah. Big said, had a couple of dynasties. Awesome in college. His draft day interview was sick. Definitely a chip on his shoulder. Has the Amon Ra complex. Nice. Gustavo. What up, homie? We're smoking a bowl. And then we got the defense and defense and special teams, team defense. And then we got our dreaded kicker. And we got our dreaded kicker section. We are ready to go. You know, I like marking down. I like marking down the defenses that I like ahead of time. Let me see. Let's look at them real quick. All right. So I like to get 5. Let's see here. Ooh, Cincinnati versus Tennessee. They're definitely going to be one of the top dogs. Let's see. Denver versus Shy. Come on. Definitely going to be one of the top dogs. Let's see. Crazy. Cleveland versus Baltimore. They're still going to be one of the honorable mentions. They have a bye the week after, so that kind of sucks. Let's see. It gets ugly once we get past those first couple. So yeah, the teams that my stamp of approvals this week are going to be Cincinnati and Denver. And I know it's going to be hard to bet on Denver after Miami just gave them the shellacking that they did. But Chicago is they're no Miami. Yeah, let me see. Who's giving up the most points to team defense right now? Yeah, who's playing Washington this week? Philly. They're rostered. Peacock said, I'm buying a jersey next season when they reveal the new uniform. Nice. He said, who should I get first? Stroud, Dell, Pierce, Anderson, Collins, Pittry, Stingley. It's either Stroud or Dell. I mean, yeah, it's got to be. But, you know, I love those IDP guys, though. And Tina said, our kicker segment has the most views. Respect the kicker. Or our kicker, yeah, has the most views. What up, Stale P? Should I claim Jamal Williams and stash him in the IR? Will it be worth the effort? Yeah. I'd stash. Let's see. Who's playing the Giants this week? Seattle. Okay, let's see. Where's Seattle amongst these? 43% rostered. I mean, this is just a good matchup. Gotta play the matchup. Danny Pesos has not been great. Ooh, what about ATL versus the Jags for a real sneaky, like bottom of the barrel, like type of play? Where's Atlanta? Yeah, they're gonna be my last one. They're gonna be a bottom of the barrel play. But Jags have been giving up the booty to team defense. Oh yeah, they have. And let's see who else we got here. KC's already rostered, going up against those goddamn Jets. You know what? I guess the Chargers are going to be another. Chargers would be the dark horse against the Raiders. Yeah. Okay. I got my 5 teams. All right. Here we go, guys. We're going to pound out these last 2 sections. And then we're going to be done for the day. 3 hours in, baby. 3 hours in. Here we go. Let's throw this in here. Okay. Man. Uh-oh. Damn Sharpie. Running out of ink here. All right. Here we go. Appreciate all you guys who are rocking with us all show for the full waivers show. Smash that like button if you haven't done it. I need everybody to go subscribe to the podcast if you haven't done it. Fantasy Football Hustler and the Silver Screen Breakdowns. Even if you don't listen to audio, just go subscribe. Go hit the automatic downloads because it helps your boys. All right. There we go. And Derek's tell him smash that like. There we go. And Bakes. Tell him, Derek, hit that like, you filthy animals. Chaotic said, Alex, you're killing me in the 21. I can't catch up. My team killed it this week. It was insane. All right. Here we go. Damn it. This stupid Sharpie. All right. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Let's jump in to the team D. Here we go. What up, Fantasy Football Hustler? Back at you. We got another team defense video for you guys. The waivers. Let's go pick them up. Everyone who I mentioned here, I got 5 teams for you that are rostered in 60% or less of leagues. All 5 of these teams you can go pick up and start this week. I'm starting it off with the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh, yeah. We saw them show out against the Los Angeles Rams last night, and the Tennessee Titans are giving up, let me see, the 7th most points to team defense right now. So not only is the Bengals like killing it like right now after yesterday's game, but also the Titans are just giving up booty to team defense. Oh, yeah. Now, this one, there's really only 2 teams I'm going to put a stamp of approval on. And this one, I'm a little nervous to put a stamp of approval on them, but it's about who they are going against. I'm talking about the Denver Broncos. Yes, I'm talking about the team that just gave up 70 points in an NFL game somehow to the Miami Dolphins. But we aren't talking about picking them up last week. We never talked about that. We're talking about picking them up this week. They play Chicago this week, and they play the Jets next week. So 2 great matchups for them. So they're in an amazing bounce back spot. Chicago giving up the 3rd most points to team defense. Green Bay balled against them. Tampa Bay balled against them. KC balled against them. We got to play the matchups here. Chicago is a great matchup to pick up and stream against. So those are my 2, Cincinnati and Chicago. Those are the teams I'm saying pick up and start. Now, this is kind of the if you dare section. We got 3 other teams here. And don't forget, if it's your first time here, smash that subscribe button and like button. And we're getting real spicy. We're getting real spicy with this next pick because we are going with the Los Angeles Chargers going up against the Raiders. And the Raiders giving up the 9th most points to Team D. Look at what they've done. I mean, Buffalo 2 weeks ago. Pitt this past week. Just a lot of points flying around for the team defense going up against the Raiders. It is going to be the Chargers. I mean, they don't have J.C. Jackson, but I still like the matchup so much because who knows if Jimmy G is even going to play in this game. So Chargers, they are one of my 3 if you dare teams, but they are only rostered in 7% of leagues. So readily available. And I forgot, it didn't give the percentages on Cincinnati, 38% rostered over there. And then let's see, where's Denver? They are 38% rostered as well over there. Now, my 3rd team here. These if you dare teams are more about the matchups than about the defense themselves. But Seattle Seahawks, I mean, they were solid against Detroit, but outside of that, not so solid against the Rams, not so solid against Carolina. But this week, they are going up against the New York Giants that are giving up the 2nd most points to Team D right now. Dallas obliterated them in week 1. Arizona did all right. They were middle of the road. Week 2, San Fran whooped on them. Week 3, is Seattle going to do it? If you dare. The Seattle Seahawks, they are rostered in about 43% of team defense leagues. So go pick them up.
Pick them up!
If you dare. And the last team here, this is a huge if you dare. It is the Atlanta Falcons. And the main reason for this, well, first, the Atlanta Falcons secondary, awesome. It is awesome. That we have seen put on display time and time again. It is the Jaguars. Every single week, they have given up top 12 performances to team defenses. So if you are just trying to pick up a team that finishes inside the top 12, and that is your main goal, Atlanta Falcons, they're playing a team that is giving up top 12 points 3 weeks in a row. So Atlanta Falcons, they're going to be my last if you dare team to go pick up with their crazy secondary going up against the Jags, who have been giving up the booty to the team defense. So my teams that I'm putting my hustler stamp of approval on are going to be the Cincinnati Bengals and the Denver Broncos. And then my 3 if you dare teams, but the teams that have the great matchups for the week is going to be the LA Chargers. It is going to be the Seattle Seahawks, and it is going to be the Atlanta Falcons. Appreciate you guys rocking with us. If it's your first time here, smash that subscribe button. Make sure you go watch all the other positional videos, not just the team defense videos. We got all offensive positions, all IDP positions. Go watch them. Go hit the thumbs up. Go leave a comment. Go subscribe right now. Hit the bell. Subscribe to the podcast, Fantasy Football Hustler. Go do it right now on Apple, on Spotify. Go do it. And now, the very last position that we are covering is going to be the kickers. And here we go. What up? Fantasy Football Hustler back at you. We got our last video of the day for the waiver wires. It is the kicker video. If you found this because you are searching for kicker free agent waiver wire videos, leave a comment because we're making this video just for you. You better hit the subscribe button. We appreciate you guys. Let's get down to the kickers who are readily available. And I love looking for the kickers that are on Monday night. You got Gmm, only 10% rostered, going up against Seattle on Monday night. I say that you go do that, Gmm. I love dropping. I don't play in leagues with kickers, but when I did and if I do, I'm just streaming, dropping the kicker for other waivers, and then we're picking up guys later in the week. And Gmm only 10% rostered, hasn't necessarily been the best, but over the last 2 games, he has 16 points total. You know, Monday Night Miracles, you may need it. Gmm might be in there. And Jason Myers, 43% rostered, so not as readily available as Gmm. But there's your Monday night kickers. Those are going to be the guys I love getting, the Monday night kickers. Outside of that, the kickers who are available in 50% or less of leagues. You got the Detroit kicker, Riley Patterson. I mean, he's been all right. I think he's put up 15 points in the last 2 weeks, only 38% rostered. How about the Dallas kicker? We mentioned him. He only gets double-digit points like every single week, so why wouldn't you go pick up the Dallas kicker if you're hurting for kicker? How about the kicker for Minnesota? I mean, if you are in a pinch. What about Matt Gay? Come on, man. Go pick up Matt Gay. He killed it this past week and got some good games coming up over next week. And hopefully that is enough for you guys. Go pick up one of those guys. All the other guys, trash anyways. Hit subscribe. Make sure you go follow the Fantasy Football Hustler podcast on Apple, on Spotify. Go leave us a 5-star review, 5-star rating. Everyone is watching here live. I expect that from you guys. Every Tuesday we go live. It's like a 3-hour show where we break down every single position. This is the last one of the day. The kickers. We made it. We're done. 3 hours and 11 minutes in. Appreciate you guys rocking with us, everybody. My hat is off to you. And if you found us because of this kicker video, hit subscribe. We will see you guys next time. Peace out.
Defense on me.
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night. If they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm going to take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night they played the Titans.
Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the.